podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Hi, this is Leo Laporte, and this is my Tech Guy podcast. This show originally aired on the Premier Networks on Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. This is episode 1887. Enjoy. The Tech Guy podcast is brought to you by Stamps.com. Stop overpaying for shipping with Stamps.com. Sign up with promo code TWIT for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter the code TWIT. And buy Acronis. Keep your digital world safe from all threats with the only cyber protection solution that delivers a unique integration of data protection and cybersecurity in one. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis True Image. Go to go.acronis.com/techguy. Oh, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the Tech Guy. Time to talk computers and the internet and home theater and digital photography and smartphones and smartwatches. Well, look who the cat dragged in. It's Micah Sargent, Tech Guy 2, my twin in the house.
Meow, meow.
We both went just moments ago. We just got back from all the excitement in our little town of Petaluma.
Butter
and eggs. It's a butter and eggs day in beautiful Petaluma up here in Northern California. And Mike and I, we had to leave a little early. We were right in the middle of it. It was draining, emotionally draining. The cutest little chicken town contest where moms bring their 2-year-olds dressed like chickens to be judged by adults.
Sort of parade them around.
Parade them around for photos. And then
make them wave.
Make them wave. And then you get a prize if you're the cutest little chicken town. It was emotionally draining. I wonder who won. Do you wonder? You thinking?
I think it was the one you thought won, the one that actually had the little chicken feet.
She was doing a little tap dancing. Yeah, I thought she was cute. 8888 asked me. No, don't worry. We are here to talk tech. I promise you. This is just an inside joke between me and Micah because we had to go. Didn't have to. I wanted to, and I wanted to show you all that Petaluma can be. Yeah. Now you know.
And now I will never. No,
you don't have to ever go back again. Don't have to. Did the Lions Club pancakes breakfast, which I was a little disappointed. It did say, I believe, pancakes, but they had French toast.
They did
instead.
have French toast, yeah, which I could not eat, but
yeah, that's okay.
It was good. The eggs were fine.
There were some eggs. There were some sausages. Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, CEO of Square. This is one of the silly things that Silicon Valley startup guys do. They don't like regular names like CEO. So he took Square, renamed it Block, and his new title as CEO is Blockhead. He is the head
of Block.
The head of Block. He's a Blockhead. But Elon Musk did this too. And it's really weird when Elon does it because Elon's a strange bird. He told the Security and Exchange Commission last year, henceforth, he will be known as Techno King. Oh. And the CFO at Tesla would be known as the Master of Coin.
Okay, that one, I get that one. His
Techno King and Master of Coin. But since they didn't amend their bylaws, they're still technically CEO and CFO. But, you know, I shouldn't say anything because
I was going to say, what is your...
Yeah, don't look at my business card. It says I'm Chief Twit. Okay, so I was just trying to be with the cool kids.
Well, in the words of Jack Dorsey, titles like CEO get in the way of doing the right thing.
Right. Well, I'm not CEO. My wife is, and she is
true.
CEO. Ain't no question about that.
All three of those letters.
All three. Elon apparently, speaking of Mr. Musk, is going to buy Twitter. He says he's lined up the financing. He's gone to Morgan Stanley and, Baker's dozen of other financial institutions unnamed, and has sent a letter to the Security and Exchange Commission from the Techno King on Thursday saying, he said in the filing, I've yet to receive a formal response from the board, so that means he's probably going to go to the shareholders and say, look, you could, the shares are right now $47. I'm offering you $54. Well, $54.20, which to Elon is a howl, a hoot of a joke. You could take that, make a little money. We'll see what happens. The more I think about it, the more I think this is a terrible idea. Salon had an article about, it's not about free speech. It's about the oligarchs. It's about rich people controlling media, basically. Used to be, if you wanted to buy a newspaper, radio station, TV station, you had to be pretty wealthy to, afford all the capital expenditure, the licenses and all that stuff. And then along comes blogging and YouTube. And all of a sudden, the unwashed masses, Twitter, are having a voice. They don't have to pay for anything. It's just not right. So I think this is the, Jeff Bezos buys the Washington Post. Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter. Rupert Murdoch owns Fox. I feel like that's kind of, they want to control the media because that's how you control the conversation. That's how you make sure that everything goes well for your little business. So I'm gonna read it that way. That's not about free speech for Elon. Elon doesn't care about free speech. Oh, let's see. Well, they're at it again. Now now I have to be careful about this because this is a good friend of mine, Kevin Rose, who's launched an NFT collection called Moonbirds. They're digital owl cartoons, kind of like, the Bored Apes or the zombies. They're just little cartoons of owls with all sorts of little accoutrements. There's a skeleton owl with a witch hat. There's an owl with a mohawk, an owl with a crown, an owl, smart owl with a light bulb over his head, that kind of thing. 10,000 of them. The people behind it call themselves the Proof Collective. It includes Kevin, but also other very well-known people like Gary Vaynerchuk and the artist Beeple, who is currently, I think, the highest price for an NFT ever, like huge for the Beeple collection. They have raised, let's see, I'm a little hurt that Kevin didn't ask me to get in at the ground floor, $7,900. Now that's worth $285,000 in less than a month. They have sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth, and they have taken themselves, this Proof Collective, more than $50 million. But notice, by the way, when you're buying it, it's Ethereum, it's ETH. When they're talking about what it's worth, it's $50 million. Notice that?
Yeah.
He says, don't worry, we're going to do something good with this money. You know what he says we're going to do? We're going to buy a media conglomerate. These oligarchs, I swear to God, now I have to call Kevin an oligarch. I just want to warn people, NFTs are not for thee and me. Most of the people buying in are probably spending imaginary money from the increase in value of Bitcoin, ETH, and all these cryptocurrencies. They're not, it's not real, it's funny money to them. But why are they buying these? Well, if you bought it at $7,900 and now you could sell it for $285,000, that's a good profit. And that's honestly, that's what it's all about. And so what do you do now if you hold these cute little owls or zombies or bored apes? You tell everybody what a great thing it is to buy them. What a wonderful investment. Look how rich I am, because that's how pyramid schemes work.
Yeah. It's interesting. I've right-clicked on the website, and there's a button that says Save Image to Downloads, and I've suddenly got a Moonbird of my own.
Look at that. Cost you nothing.
Weird.
They're not selling that. They're selling the link. It's really... Look, people always say to me, well, Leo, people buy works of art. That's speculation. I mean, if I bought a work of art, it'd be to put it on the wall, but billionaires are spending lots of money on works of art, and they don't even put it on the wall. They put it, for tax reasons, they put it in a warehouse at an airport. And it's it's an investment. It's like buying real estate. You're going to sell it later for more. People who buy baseball cards, I mean, at least you get the card, but really it's just a piece of cardboard. Maybe some history attached to it and so forth, but they're worth millions. So people say, well, it's just like that, except that you own it because it's on the blockchain.
I've never seen this blockchain.
Where is this blockchain of which you speak? Honestly, I kind of think correct me if I'm wrong, but some people are doing this because they want to support an artist. It's a donation. That's fine. If you think of it as a donation, here, take $1 million. I'm donating it to you. That's fine. But I think most people buy it with the idea that, and then I'm going to sell it to this sucker over here named Tech Guy 2. We should do a little skit
of
NFTs. Well, I'll buy an NFT, say, Micah, this is the hottest thing ever. Look, it's a little cute little owl. You know how much money I've made in hundreds of thousands of dollars. And look, I'm going to play it cool. I'm just going to say, look how much money I made, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Isn't that great? Waiting for you to say,
oh, could I buy that from you?
What? No.
Please, Leo.
Really?
Yeah, I really like it.
I love my owl. Well, I don't know. I hate to part with it.
I just really think you won't make any more money on it. I think that it would be better in my hands.
Well, what are you talking? I mean, I guess there might be a number. I don't know. I really love this owl.
How much did you spend on it again?
$7,900.
What if I give you $50,000?
What if you give me $3 million?
I don't know how I'm feeling about that. How much did you make off it?
Micah, there'll be another sucker along any minute. You just sell it to him for $6 million, and we both make money.
This is true.
By the way, that's the other thing they do. They build into it is every transaction, you get a little part of the future transactions. So does, by the way, the Proof Collective. They get a little money every time one of these is sold. So if they come knocking at your door saying, would you like to buy an owl? Just say no.
Just say no.
Okay. Or, oh, no, I love you guys, and I'd like to just give you some money. That's fine. Yeah. Donations accepted. I feel like it's important to do this public service announcement.
I 100% agree because I see people getting dragged into this without knowing exactly what's going on. And especially people who, like my younger siblings, they are in that culture of streaming and, being extremely online. And my little brother has Dogecoin and all that kind of thing. And
my daughter wants to buy Doge. She says, Daddy, I want to get some Doge. She has it, I'm sure. I said, oh, come on, don't be silly. But you know why they have Doge? Because it went up a lot.
It went up, yeah.
You know why it went up?
Probably because someone said, oh, wasn't it Elon?
Somebody named Elon Musk.
Yeah. Elon said, hey, I'm going to buy a bunch of Doge, right?
That's one of the reasons he loves Twitter. It's a profit thing. I don't blame him. Just let's not be fooled by it. So Foxconn is somehow, okay, this is a little strange. You know that Shanghai completely shut down. It's kind of almost a humanitarian disaster right now in China because of COVID. They are strongly in favor of zero COVID. I don't know how well this policy is going to work out for them. So they've locked it all down. There's right now food insecurity. There's some serious concerns about the whole operation. Foxconn, which makes most of the iPhones, they call it iPhone City, is just outside of Shanghai. Well, 550 miles. Zhengzhou, which is also being shut down, they implemented a quarantine on Friday, April 15th, a week ago, but not iPhone City. Not shut down.
How did they escape it?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? 200,000 workers, maybe because they all live there. Maybe that's their own little bubble. But Foxconn has told local news outlets production continues with its 200,000 workers, so don't worry. You're going to get your iPhone, okay? Don't worry. Supply lines have not been affected. Now, there are other companies like Quanta, which makes the MacBooks, the laptops, which have been shut down. So they're probably, I think we're going to see, thanks to this resurgence of COVID in China, and maybe not even that, more importantly, thanks to the response of the Chinese Communist Party to just shut the place down, there's going to be the supply chain shortages are not gone. We're not done yet. 8888 Ask Leo is the phone number. We are going to talk high tech. You and me. Mikey makes 3. Did they ever call you Mikey? Never, right? No, he's giving me the look.
Thank God.
8888 Ask Leo. That's the phone number. Let's talk tech next. No. Never. It's hysterical.
They call me by my middle name.
What's your middle name?
Dean.
They call you Deanie?
They just call me Dean.
Dean?
Yeah. My little brothers both call me Dean.
How is that shorter?
Than Micah?
Well, it's one syllable, but... Dean.
It's really the only nickname I have.
Don't worry.
Because my name is already so short.
Yeah. Well, I'm Leo, but my parents used to call me Lele.
Lele.
It's not the best name ever. Not sure I like it much. Now that I've said it, I'm sure all these people are going to start calling
Oh,
it.
no. You've done it now.
Just to get on my nerves.
Yeah, exactly. Dale Paco Bed. Mikey doesn't like it.
Mikey doesn't like it. Yeah, he likes everything. Not this. All right. Always on top.
Oh, God, no. Not like Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. She's double E, right? So we're running, I have to tell everybody, we're running low on phone-related phone songs for Ms. Kim Schaffer, the phone angel who answers your calls.
They're probably endless. We just have to find them.
Buried under rocks.
Buried under rocks.
Or behind NFTs.
Hello, Kim.
Hi.
How are you?
Kind of like you.
What, tired?
Running on fumes.
Did you go to the Butter and Eggs Day parade?
No, not yet.
Did you go to the cutest little chicken town?
No, I'll go after I'm done here.
Okay. Why is it that Petaluma has 2 contests? 1, the cutest little chicken town. 2, the ugliest dog in the world.
Oh, in the mustache, too.
We have, that's
no,
right.
Arm wrestling.
It's called, there's Whiskerino, which is a competition, although I don't know if that's world renowned, but it's a competition for the best whiskers.
But isn't the arm wrestling competition take place here
It
every
used
year
to be
too?
the World Championship of Arm Wrestling. It used to be here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, where'd they move it?
I think China.
That's disappointing.
I think so. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research. Anyway, Kim, who should I talk to
the
first?
Competitions. Let's go to Joe in Santa Barbara.
Joe in SB. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Kim.
Hi, Leo.
Hey, welcome. What's up?
Thank you very much for a few hours of entertainment each weekend.
Well, that's what some people call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for saying it. I appreciate it.
And one little complaint before I get
See,
to my
here
point.
it is.
Oh,
Okay, what's the matter? What do we do? What did we do wrong?
It's you and your musical director, and now I have Kodachrome.
Oh, stuck in your head.
Stuck in my head.
Kodachrome, which is, of course, the intro music for Chris Marquardt, our photo guy. And then I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash is Johnny Jett's intro. Yeah, those are earworms, they call them. Can't get them out once you get them in.
Okay. So I have a 10-year-old Mac Air, and the battery won't hold a charge. And
yeah, that's about right.
Looking into it a little bit. I'd like to change it myself.
Good.
What am I getting into?
The best way to find out is to go to iFixit.com, IFIXIT, and search for that model.
Okay.
Because their business, it's really cool. They call themselves the repair manual for the world. They have repair manuals for all kinds of things, including, and tools and parts, by the way. So it's not just how to repair it, but the parts and tools you need, including for McDonald's Happy Meals. They literally have how to repair those. So look for MacBook Air and then whatever the model number is or the year. You're saying it's 2012 MacBook Air. And then they will have a variety of them. You want to make sure you get the right one. And is it the 11-inch?
No, it's 13.
13-inch, okay. So I'm looking at that. They have a repair guide. Repairability is unfortunately 4 out of 10. That's pretty typical for Apple, but they do have a video on replacing a battery. And the difficulty, they say, is moderate. But that's the thing, and they do sell the 2 different kinds of screwdrivers you'll need and the replacement battery. It's only $80 for the battery. So they'll show you. And this is the thing, before you do it, show you how to do it and the steps. And if you feel comfortable doing it, and by the way, I think you should, because unlike a lot of laptops, the battery is right there when you open the top. And the top is just some screws, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a retired mechanic, so.
You're going to be, this will be easy. But, you know, Apple, trying to keep you out, uses weird screwdrivers. You need a T5 Torx and a P5 Pentalobe.
Right.
You know, but you get it. You know all about it. So, yeah, iFixit.com. They're really great. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, with Micah, too. So, yeah, if you're a mechanic.
Yeah, it's kind of wild that they've put this as moderate.
Yeah, it doesn't look hard. You got 9 screws. You take those out. 10 screws. Those are 9mm Pentalobes, which is nice. The good thing about Pentalobe, as you probably know, is they're not going to strip easily. and then you kind of pry the aluminum back off. And then the good news is the batteries are not glued in. They're right there on the top. You don't have to take anything else out. You just disconnect the battery tab, remove the screws. There's 5 screws. Those are the Torx screws holding the battery in. And then looks like there's 4 different little modules. So this is the thing a site is amazing. They're all about right to repair, and they have everything you need in there. It's really great.
What about, like there's a lot cheaper batteries on Amazon, and it comes with the 2 screwdrivers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends where you get them from. There is a risk of getting a bad battery. Bad, not that it won't work, but bad that it might explode. So there's circuitry. The reason I say this, there's circuitry in the battery to keep it from overcharging and things like that. And a cheap battery, they might have cut corners. It's some Chinese company selling them. Could be a knockoff, and it could be just fine. How much cheaper?
35 to 40.
Yeah. Honestly, if it were me, I'd spend the extra $50 and get it from iFixit, because they're going to stand behind it. But if you really want to save that money, you could try it, take a chance. It is very likely exactly the same battery.
I will say I have purchased for an old Amazon Kindle a battery from Amazon and installed it, and it died within the year. And then later I learned my lesson. I ordered one from iFixit that cost a little bit more, and that battery lasted me 3 or 4 years. I really do feel it's worth investing the extra money for the iFixit battery, because they do their best to source to as original of the company as possible.
Well, and they're going to stand behind it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm seeing $50 for a replacement battery for MacBook Air.
And you're also certain you're getting the right model.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to save, maybe $50, but look, here's $35. Yeah, that makes me kind of.
That makes me nervous.
I mean, it may be fine. Look at the reviews, I guess.
You know any of the brands?
I'm looking. They're all Chinese brands, regardless of the name. So I'm looking at Kunlun right now. Let's see what the reviews say.
What about Ninja?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I mean, it looks like these are fine. Yeah. So the worst case scenario would be a badly made battery that could overcharge. Right. No, but I think you'd see that in the reviews. So Ninja, let me look for Ninja here. A lot of these don't even have a name on it. Oh, here it is, Ninja battery, $35. Well, that is half price. And it comes with the 2 screwdrivers. You can still use the pictures on iFixit's website.
Right.
Yeah, this looks fine. Let me look at the reviews. And you want to make sure they're verified reviews. Oh, here's one. Worked 2 days. Okay. Only took 10 minutes to swap it out. Great product. Seems to work fine. Very easy installation. Most of the reviews are positive. First one barely lasted a year. It swelled up and quit charging 2 days after the warranty was up. See, that makes me nervous, especially the swelled up part. So, it depends on how comfortable.
It'd be bad to spend the $35 and then realize later you have to spend the $80 to get the better battery.
Penny wise and pound foolish. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, Leo.
Hello, Scott Wilkinson.
Hey, Micah. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you today?
We're all buttered and eggsed up.
We are buttered.
Oh, man. I remember being there for Butter and Eggs Day. It was great.
It's fun. I'm sure Santa Cruz has something.
What's the equivalent?
Yeah. Probably Buds and Hop Day.
Hemp and Hop.
Hemp and Hop. I was thinking on the same.
Yeah, man.
Hemp and Hop Days. Stamps.com. That's our sponsor for the Tech Guy Show today. You used them here or at home?
At home. I've got a.
You have it at home too.
I've got a Stamps account. I've got my little letter mailer thing. It's for when I send crochet in the mail. Stamps makes it super easy.
So if you do Etsy, if you do Amazon, if you're selling
or
and
giving,
shipping or giving, it prints out the label, puts it on the package, looks so much more pro. Mm-hmm. I have to admit, bought stuff on Etsy that's come with 100 stamps glued by hand onto the package. That doesn't project professionals.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the other thing going on with Stamps.com is it's saving you a ton of money. We've been using as our, the business twit. That's why I asked if you use it here at home. We've been using Stamps for more than a decade. They've actually been an advertiser since 2012. I have to ask, if you haven't tried them yet, what have I not said to convince you? Because it's really the best. Let me give you some advantages. With Stamps.com, you get access to all the services of the U.S. Postal Service. You can print stamps. You can print right on an envelope. You don't have to ever go to the post office to buy stamps. You've always got exactly the right postage. You even get a USB scale that'll tell you how much stamps to put on there. Now, it's not just the Postal Service. You also get UPS. Shipping services, same thing. You do it right from your computer. And in both cases, you get discounts you cannot get at the post office or from UPS. Up to 40% off U.S. Postal Service rates, 76% off UPS rates. They negotiated a very good deal with UPS. So whatever kind of package, envelope, book, whatever you're mailing, crochet, you need Stamps.com. You don't need anything special, no postage meter, no special ink, just your computer and your printer. And you never have to get up from your desk if you don't want to. You can actually say, come and get it. The mail carrier will come and get it. It takes you no time to get up and running. If you want to try it, and I strongly encourage you to try it, 30-day, 4-week trial that's going to give you free postage. It's going to give you that digital scale. Go to, and by the way, more free postage if you do this. Go to Stamps.com. There's a microphone in the upper right-hand corner. Click that, enter TWIT. TWIT is the offer code. And it turns their offer into a really good offer, like a lot of postage. Stop overpaying for shipping with Stamps.com. Sign up with the promo code TWIT. That special offer, 4-week trial, free postage, digital scale. It's the best they've got. And there are no long-term commitments. There are no contracts. You just go to Stamps.com. Again, click the microphone at the top of the page and enter the code TWIT. I don't know how I can convince you. We've been loyal Stamps.com customers for more than a decade. If you have a business, it's a no-brainer. But isn't that cool? Even if you just like mailing...
Occasionally mail things, yeah.
Yeah.
Even if I'm just occasionally mailing things, it's still handy. In fact, I laid the package down on the scale and it said, hey, you'd save money if you use UPS instead.
I love that feature.
Okay, doing that.
Or media mail or whatever.
Yeah.
It'll actually tell you. It's pretty cool. Don't tell the post office about that one. Stamps? No, they're happy. They love Stamps.com. Somebody said, I can't get it in Canada. No, it's the U.S. Postal Service. It's U.S. only. I'm sorry. Stamps.com, offer code TWIT. Thank you, Stamps.com, for supporting the tech guy. Support Micah's crochet business. He made me that little Linux penguin.
Not a business. Don't ask. It's only for friends and family.
Friends and family. Stamps.com. I like it. If they don't do it,
If they don't do the hemp and hop stay, they should.
It's time for our home theater guru, Mr. Scott Wilkinson. He's a contributor at TechHive.com. Joins us every week to talk about big flat screens and surround sound. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Leo.
You survived Passover?
I did. Yes.
Yep. Good.
It was delicious.
It was delicious. That's my memory of Passover. It was delicious.
And Easter too, for that matter.
Yeah,
we actually went to a very nearby church for an Easter service, and it was a church with their group is called Jazz on High, and they played jazz music. It was great.
If angels can play jazz on their harps, I see no reason we shouldn't down below.
That's right.
So what's up in your world?
Oh, I got some big news today.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
My podcast is starting up. I got a new podcast coming.
What's it called?
It's called AVS Forum Tech Talk.
Nice. And I'm thinking you can get it at AVS Forum.
Yes. Well, actually, you go to youtube.com/AVS Forum.
Okay.
And we will be streaming live there. We're using the platform called StreamYard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good.
Which our technical people.
It's the pirate streaming platform, StreamYard. StreamYard. Nice. Oh, this is great, Scott. So it's always on video, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's going to be on video. I'm going to have some co-hosts sometime rotating in and out.
Very good.
Our first episode is this Tuesday. It's going to record the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month. At 1 p.m. Pacific time. So that's going to be when the live stream is. And then, of course, it'll be recorded and posted, and you can watch it later. But I'm going to have on our first show coming up this coming Tuesday, April 26th. So be there, be square.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm going to have on as my special guest Joe Kane. I'm sorry, not Joe Kane, Joel Silver.
Okay.
Who is the founder? Joe Kane's going to be on later. He can't be there this Tuesday because of NAB. You remember NAB? You used to go to NAB.
It's this week, isn't it? Coming up?
This coming week.
Do you go? Are you going to go?
I'm not going to go. Nope. I am going to another show convention in San Jose in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be doing the podcast from there, it looks like.
Oh, fun. Which show is that?
Fun. It's called Display Week.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah.
Put on by a company called Society for Information Display. And that's where all the really deep technologies first get introduced, display technologies. So it's going to be really fun.
Nice. Yeah, NAB is really not for we mortals. It's really for engineers, broadcast engineers.
That is correct. However, I do cover it because I believe that what happens in the professional world and what they're doing affects what we see as consumers.
That's true, sure. That's where we first saw OLED screens, for instance.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Exactly right. So we're going to see a lot at NAB. There's going to be a lot about ATSC 3.0, the new over-the-air broadcast standard.
I remember you and I did an interview 2 years ago at CES.
Yes.
Which they then said, could you not air that interview because she was completely wrong?
Well, or more to the point, she's not authorized to speak for us.
Yeah, I felt like we were getting the real story.
Yeah.
So ATSC 3.0 is the broadcast standard. Broadcasters are understandably a little concerned about the strength of streaming and over-the-top stuff like Netflix and so forth. So they want to have some sort of interactivity. Yes. Is it gonna? What is it? Is it gonna give them that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It has an internet or an IP.
Oh, so the interactivity is back through the internet.
Correct.
Yeah. So by the way, cable companies tried this 10, 15 years ago when they were trying to do interactive cable, and it was a massive flop because it isn't interactive. There's no round trip. They send you something and then you send it back over the internet, which is nutty. But okay. Yeah. Why not just use the internet? Oh, because we bought these towers and this transmitter, and geez, we really need to pay off the license fees, and it's a holding action if you ask me. But then I'm a little bit focused on what about on digital? What about using ATSC to do more than just your broadcast? Don't they have other channels and things like that?
They do. They have. Well, there's certainly a very strong emergency function. That that's good. If there's a tornado or a hurricane or whatever, there's automatic and immediate broadcasting of relevant data, information about that. So, and you can report stuff too. Again, the two-way communication, the back channel is through the internet, but there's a lot of features in ATSC 3.0 that deal with emergency situations. People,
oh, you have to have the internet. That's good.
Which, when there's a giant emergency, you might not.
Yeah. Oh, you have to have the internet. What? No, I don't. It's an emergency. It also 4K capability, right?
Correct. 4K.
Although so far
and HDR.
So far, the channels that have been doing ATSC have instead opted to do sub-channels as opposed to 4K.
Yeah, in many cases that's true, and I'm bummed about that because they're doing lower quality on more channels.
Right. Well, because you can make more money that way.
That's true. On the plus side, ATSC 3.0 is now, I think by the mid-year, it's going to be in 70% of the markets of the U.S. So it's growing.
Oh,
There's a lot more markets.
Do you need to buy a new? You need to buy a new TV to see it.
Well, yeah, you need to have an ATSC 3.0 tuner in your TV to see it. I'm sure there will be also external tuners. So if your TV doesn't have one, you can buy a less expensive box that will be able to tune it in.
Will TiVo and other third-party set-top boxes, I guess they'll start including
they will.
Channel Master, people like that, HD Home Run, Silicon Dust.
Yep.
They'll start including ATSC 3 capability as well.
Exactly right.
Okay. Do you need to get a new antenna?
That's a good question. I'm not 100% sure about that. My initial thought is no, but it is in a different frequency range.
Oh, it is. Oh. So didn't we just change frequencies? We're going to do that again, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So in theory, you don't need a new antenna, but you might want a new antenna
in order to optimize your signal reception.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I'll do a little research onto that. That's a very good question that I don't know the answer to.
Yeah. Yeah. They're still on roughly the same frequency band.
Yeah. They're not super far apart.
So you need a new tuner, but you don't need necessarily a new antenna.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I think the whole thing, I mean, it's not, I understand why broadcast wants to preserve its business model.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't mean we have to go along. And I really feel like, the thing is that for cord cutters, still the best deal is over the air.
Over the air, correct.
That gives you your locals, your baseball games, your football games, your Academy Awards kind of things like that.
And it gives you the best quality signal.
Of anything.
The best quality
least
image
compressed.
of anything.
Although not 4K. Now with ATSC 3, potentially 4K. But so far, I haven't seen anybody do it.
Well, again, I have to do a little research to see if it's absolutely true or mostly true. Yeah. There might be some people doing it. I would imagine there are.
Yeah.
But you're right. Probably most of them are going to opt for 1080p or less, even with multiple channels of that, because it'll make them more money. Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to find out.
Well, again, this is one of the things you'll be talking about. AVS Forum Tech Talk with Scott Wilkinson, youtube.com/AVS Forum.
AVS Forum.
Okay. And by the way, we have, let's see, I'm just looking. It looks like we have increased your subscription requests by 300%. So congratulations.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you, Scott. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent. More of your calls right after this. Okie dokie.
Do I have a little too much headroom in my image, or am I okay?
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
As long as your chin is not on the.
Yeah. I'm working with podcast guests about that. Is that don't have your head in the lower half of the image.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to say, in addition to Joel Silver, we have Sean Olive on the inaugural show as well, who is the chief audio scientist at Harman.
Oh, cool.
Very, very smart guy. And he came up with something called the headphone curve, which is an equalization curve for audio played in headphones that elicits the most favorable response from the widest range of viewers.
Wow.
For playing audio in headphones. I forget exactly what the profile is, but it's not perfectly flat.
Interesting.
You might think.
Do most headphone manufacturers use that profile, or?
At least in some models, yes. Many do. I'm not sure I'd say most, but many do.
That's pretty cool.
So it's pretty cool. So we're going to be talking about, sort of the past, present, and future of the audio video industry. And then the following episode, we're going to be I'm working on it. We're going to be at this Display Week conference doing the show from the show floor. So that's going to be cool. So hello, everybody. Thanks, Tech Dino. Yeah, I'm happy to be in the podcast business again. That's going to be really fun. Thank you, Phoenix Warp 1. This is going to be loads of fun, I'm sure. Let's see. MacBookie is asking, which gives better picture quality, long throw laser projector or short throw laser projector? That's a very good question, actually. I would have to say they're pretty equivalent. I would have to say that a short throw projector has a more difficult task. And that task is it's very close to the wall and they're shooting up at a high angle, at a steep angle. And as a result, the picture geometry is very distorted and they have to compensate for that. And they can do that optically.
John Scott heard that. Oh no, I turned him off.
So a long throw projector has an easier time of it, of making a square or rectilinear image on a screen. Of course, a long throw projector, you need a dark room. You could have an ambient light rejecting screen and not have a dark room. But it shoots the light across the room. And if someone walks in the beam, then they're disrupting the image and everyone says, down in front. So it has its disadvantages. With a short throw projector, it's almost like having a TV, a giant TV in your room. And Leo can tell you about this because he has one. And so it's a more convenient form factor, let's put it that way. And most short throw screens are ambient light rejecting, so you can have light on in the room and no one walks in front of the beam. But they have they have a more difficult task to do. So that's it. The Soother Writer, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope all's well out there in Vegas. Beatmaster, no, the podcast will be bi-weekly. In my golden years, not quite, hopefully, but in any event, I decided I didn't want to work quite that hard.
Stick around for the top?
You bet.
She's doing this to annoy me. I really feel.
What is this song?
Grateful Dead, Touch of Grey.
Oh, it's Grateful Dead.
Yeah, I think it's aimed at me. Leo Laporte, the tech guy.
And
I was trying to prove my youthfulness, my hipness before the show began because my daughter thinks I'm old and gray. And I pointed out that on my Amazon Echo, it says the last song you played was The Grateful Dead. And I realized that actually
That's
is
a little dated, huh?
Yeah, maybe that is showing I am maybe a little getting on in years.
I don't know if I've probably heard a Grateful Dead song, but I didn't know that I'd heard a Grateful Dead song.
Oh, gosh. 8888 Ask Leo, Micah and me on the horn here. Ed in Huntington Beach, California, our next call. Hi, Ed.
Hi, Leo. Hey, I have a home theater question. The short question is, can you hook up a wireless subwoofer to a TV without a soundbar?
Actually, that's a good question for Scott. I'm sure somebody sells subs that are wireless, right? Do you have to you have to have something to control it, though, right?
Well, many people sell wireless subs.
But what do they go? What this is the problem is something has to talk to the sub.
Correct.
You can't just. There's no TV has wireless subwoofer
built in. That's correct.
So you may not get a sub, you may not get a sound bar, but you're going to get something.
Right.
And
a little more background on it. Currently, I have a 40-inch Sony Bravia TV, which has an external subwoofer connected to a USB port, but it was proprietary to Sony for a couple of years. So I'm thinking of upgrading that TV to something bigger, and I like having a subwoofer, but I don't think I can hook this or any other subwoofer out without some sort of interface to pair it.
Yeah, so for
believe
instance,
that's true.
Bose has a, I think, overpriced home theater system that's got a box. It's not a sound bar. It's a box that attaches to your TV. It has a wireless sub. I think even wireless speakers. No, they may be wire. I can't remember. But so you get this box and you set it up. And so this is the kind of thing you'd need. You could do a receiver because receivers will drive subs. So that would be probably a less expensive and more flexible way to do it. Get an AV receiver. You then have the optical come out of your TV into the AV receiver, and
you
the
have
AV
to have a connection.
Yeah,
right, and and I understand that. It's just that this is a bedroom setup, and the bulkiness of.
Well, that's why a sound bar is often preferred because it's simple.
Yeah.
You just have the sound bar under your TV, and then
and it sounds better than the TV's internal speakers.
Right. Well,
without doubt,
almost everything does.
Well, yeah.
So, why do you not want the sound bar?
Excuse me, I didn't catch that.
Why would you prefer not to have a sound bar?
Just because my TV sounds fine
I
for
see.
the vocals.
I see.
And
So you just
treble
want to add a
the way
sub
it is now,
to the built-in
and
sound.
without the bulk of having a soundbar. If I could just have a sub for a little bit of bottom, so to speak, that would be fine.
Yeah.
And so, but I could get an inexpensive soundbar with a sub and then pair it that way.
Who is Scott, the company that sells wireless receivers? They have base stations. Is it Wavecom? They have base stations that attach to your TV, and then they can attach.
That's a good question.
Wireless speakers.
Well, ZVOX I think does that.
ZVOX. So those you could just have basically a little thing plugged into the TV that would share it out to wirelessly. My experience, by the way, with those is terrible. They're using RF, and they seem to drop
if they're using
a lot.
RF, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I think having a soundbar probably is the best
I think that's the best. I think that's the best option. I really do.
I have a real quick question on OLED TVs. If
Sure.
I can throw that in there.
Sure.
I know you guys are both big proponents of the OLED, and my question is, I'm concerned about the automatic brightness limiter affecting the kind of content which I watch, which is like hockey games, which has the bright contrast sometimes. So is that noticeable on any of your viewing that you can say, hey, I don't like that kicking in, because that would be disturbing if it's sort of like dimming actively while you're watching.
You won't notice it at all.
No, you won't. I've never noticed it.
Yeah.
I can't say I watch a lot of hockey, but I've never noticed it being a problem at all.
Because I've noticed on my I have a 60-inch TV, Sharp Elite, that was pretty popular for a while. But if you turn on any of the echo modes for the brightness and the scenes change.
This is much more subtle than that.
It just kills you.
Yeah. No, this is all handled automatically. It's basically taking its guidance from the broadcaster. So if the broadcaster says this is high dynamic range, this is going to be 1,000 nits, they'll do it. But they don't do it on their own. They don't say, oh, it's white hockey ice, let's turn it way up. Let's blind the guy. So it's basically coming from the source. The information. Am I right, Scott? The source is what's dictating the brightness on the screen.
Well, yes, exactly. But I would also say when you get a new TV, set it up. Take a disc like the Spears & Munsell HD Benchmark and set your brightness control on your TV so that it's producing as much as it can without blooming or clipping, and you'll be fine. You'll be totally
Or if you
fine.
hate it, you can always go in the settings and turn down the brightness, right?
You could, yeah.
You're
exactly.
not stuck with that. But
it's not so much the brightness I'm concerned with. It's sort
contrast.
of active dimming and brightness.
You won't see it.
Would be very,
You won't see
very
it.
disturbing.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, that's one of the benefits of OLED. You don't have backlight. So it's
Correct.
per pixel. But you will not notice it. In fact, you're going to love it. I have watched all kinds of content from the very darkest to the very brightest, including 4K Winter Olympics on snow.
Oh, that's that's a good comparison.
Looks phenomenal. I mean, the snow looks like snow. It doesn't hurt your eyes.
Right.
I mean, if it does, you can turn the overall brightness down. But it looks fantastic. It's the best picture you've ever seen.
Well, that sounds good.
That's why we're fans, right?
That's why we're fans.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In fact, we'll be watching on the projection screen in the living room, and we just were finished or almost finished now with Apple TV's Slow Horses, which is a wonderful spy story and mostly shot in the dark. And we're watching it on the projection. I'm saying, Lisa, come on, let's go watch the OLED. It's so much better, better. And you can see what's going on, and you see the detail in the dark
Especially
parts.
in the dark, yeah.
It's so much better. It was so dingy on the projector that I just couldn't tell what was going on. Mm-hmm. You know, it's because the projector doesn't have that broad dynamic range like an OLED does.
And the deep blacks, particularly.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so I guess it's OLED and a sound bar, so I can
Yep.
hook up the subwoofer.
Oh, and that's another one. Somebody's in the chat room. Scooter X is mentioning The Batman. I don't know if you're going to be watching The Batman, Ed, but that's a movie just came out now on HBO Max that was shot very dark. It's the whole movie's dark, as The Dark Knight should be, and it's again unwatchable on the projector, but fantastic on the OLED.
All right. Well, I do have HBO Max, so I'll put that on my queue.
You will want to test your new subwoofer sound system with that as well.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Sure. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. That's one of the things, Scott, you and I have talked before about the broad dynamic range in movies these days. For some reason, it's always Batman movies. But
That
the
are
Batman, they're whispering. No, I'm talking about sound. They're whispering.
sound, right.
They're whispering. And then something blows up.
I know. Dynamic range doesn't only apply to video; it applies to audio as well.
It's so loud. I'm doing. Turn it down. Turn it down. Turn it down. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, the Tech Guys. We'll be back with more after this. Turn it down. Turn it down. It's hurting my ears.
Well, in that case, you turn on midnight mode or night mode or something, which limits the dynamic range of the
even
audio.
that for these Batman movies. When I lived in an apartment when The Dark Knight Rises came out, or Batman Begins, one of them, and I was watching it in my apartment. My neighbors started pounding on my door, and I realized it was normal volume when they're talking, but as soon as there's explosion, it's just earth shaking. And the Batman is exactly like that. A lot of the dialogue is whispered.
The Apple TV has a feature called Reduce Loud Sounds that's specifically for that. So that if you have it turned
it's
up
the same
for
thing as
audio.
same thing as a midnight mode.
I should try it.
Mike Heiss in the chat room sent a link about some Roku products that are wireless speakers, and they have a wireless subwoofer. This guy already has a wireless subwoofer.
Oh, that's a cool way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. If he doesn't have a smart TV, which will be difficult to find. I mean, you can find them. As we talked about a week or two ago, you can find dumb TVs, but they're usually third-tier models and or the very lowest of the lineup of more well-known brands. Or they're business TVs, business displays, computer monitors are certainly dumb. Stuff like that. To get the best TV, even an inexpensive one, it's going to have smart features. But as we've said before, just don't connect it to the internet and you're fine. It's then dumb. Let's see. Jojo Dancer, in fact, asks, what's the dumbest TV we can buy? And that would be probably what's called a business display. That is a display that would be put in the lobby of a corporation or something to display stuff. Those typically don't have any smart features at all. Another option for that is an outdoor TV. Outdoor TVs typically don't have smart features at all, but they're really expensive and they're really bright because they are meant to be outdoors. So to put one of those indoors doesn't make a lot of sense to me. A business TV makes a little more sense. They're usually not as high resolution. A business display that you'd put in a corporate waiting room or something might be 1080p, less likely to be 4K. And again, I say, the best TVs, even inexpensive Vizios, TCLs, Hisense, which are great value, great picture quality. Most of them have smart features. Just don't plug in an Ethernet cable and don't turn on the Wi-Fi. And it's as dumb as a post. Simple. So let's see. Oh, look at that. The new Samsung monitors, Mike B says, have Tizen and apps. Well, there you go. You just disproved what I just said about monitors not being smart. Some of them are. Redcon 5, dumb post TV. Yes, indeed. Does anybody still say call TVs idiot boxes? I guess the dumb ones. Out of Sync's got the right idea. Just disable the smart features and don't connect it. Then you're done. So let's see. What about Sylvania? Do they make those? You know, I don't think I've seen a Sylvania TV in a really long time. They might. I don't know. For the third tier brands, I was thinking Insignia, Scepter. Those are house brands of Best Buy primarily. Maybe not exclusive to Best Buy. But TVs, brands like that are what I call third tier. Second tier would be TCL, Hisense, which are almost first tier, but I'd call them probably second tier. Vizio probably as well. First tier would be Samsung, Sony, and LG. So there you go. RCA, I think, still makes TVs, or at least they brand them. Duster Run 1 is still using a Sylvania 19-inch LCD TV. Man. And that was probably pretty expensive in its day. Jojo Dancer, yes, get a good TV and don't connect it to the internet. That is my best advice. If you don't want that. Sears, I don't know if Sears has TV brands anymore. It's a good question. Eric Duckman, I'm not allowed on the first tier. Sure you are. If you got the bread, if you got the scratch. So that's the answer I have. Mike Heiss is in the chat room. Good to see you. Beatmaster's asking, any new thoughts on the QD OLED pixel array situation? Actually, I'm going to be talking about that probably on the podcast coming up, maybe even in the second episode on May 10th from Display Week, because the booth I'm going to be in, Nanosys, is the preeminent majority maker of quantum dots, raw quantum dots, and they've got a QD OLED in their office, and they're going to have it in their booth. And I'm going to probably go up to their office at some point because they're only in San Jose, and I'm in Santa Cruz, so it's a pretty easy drive. And I'm going to spend some time with it and take a look at it myself. The guy there that I know, I asked him about that. You know, what about the color fringing in this weird pixel arrangement? And he said, I haven't really noticed it. So I'm going to go look for myself, but it's a very interesting question. Let's see. Donnie D, have I been watching Picard Season 2, The Return of Q? Yes, indeed. I have just started, actually. I know there's like 4 or 5, 6 episodes in already. I've just started watching, and so far I'm digging it. Let's see here. Oh, I've got 2 minutes left. Glad to see that. Tech Dyna, will there be interactive chat on your new program? Yes, there will. There will be a chat room. StreamYard does support a chat room, and so you will be able to write comments. I'm not exactly sure how that works on YouTube, but I'm fairly sure it will, and I will be responding, and my guests will be responding to chat comments. Absolutely. Yes, it will be Chickenhead21. Same question. It will be a live recording with a chat room like Home Theater Geeks was. Mm-hmm. Exactly right. I have not watched Severance, MacBookie. To tell you the truth, that's the one, isn't it, about some implant in your brain where you can't remember your home life when you're at work and you can't remember your work life when you're at home? That seems kind of creepy to me. Beatmaster, will the podcast air on EU-friendly times? Well, 1 p.m. Pacific. So,
Hey, what about Onkyo's bankruptcy? What's that all about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Onkyo declared bankruptcy?
Yeah. Mike Heiss just posted that.
Oh, yeah, Mike, I got to talk to you about that. I hadn't heard that.
I'm all in on Onkyo, and that's not just Onkyo, right? Or is it?
Well, Onkyo was bought by
Are they
Pioneer.
D&M? No. Two subsidiaries will cease operations and file for bankruptcy. Maybe it's not Onkyo proper. Onkyo Sound and Onkyo Marketing. Huh. Well, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, Scooter X sent a thing here. Onkyo announces 2 subsidiaries.
Oh. But that's not, both were new. Oh, created to try to stem the tide of losses and help stabilize the company. Fail. Thank you, Scott.
My pleasure.
Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy, along with this cat right here in the Argyle sweater.
It's Micah Sargent in the Argyle sweater.
The Argyle sweater. I hope I'm not rubbing off on you.
No,
you were Argyle before.
I was going to say.
Yeah, before I met you. We are your tech guy, too, here on the show today. As always on Saturdays, Micah graces us with his charm, his wit, his brilliance. So if you want to get double the tech guy action, go to call 8888 Ask Leo, 888-827-5536, toll free from anywhere in the U.S. or Canada. Outside that area, you could still call, but it shouldn't cost you anything because it's use Skype out or something. And toll-free call in the U.S. should be free everywhere, right? Website, techguylabs.com. That's where we put the links to things we talk about, additional information, that kind of thing, including audio and video from the show, a transcript of the show with time codes, so you can jump to that part of the show if you want to re-listen or you missed something. And it takes a couple of days, but Professor Laura's musical playlist will also appear there. Is that she links to YouTube or Spotify? YouTube?
I am actually not certain what the link goes to.
What is it, Laura?
Kevin handles that.
YouTube links. Okay. That's more universal. Everybody's got that. TechGuyLabs.com, and that's free. There's no sign up at all. On we go with the show. Lennon is on the line from Waco, Texas. Hello, Lennon.
Hello, Leo. Awesome to talk to you, man.
Awesome to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
I've been trying for like a month to get in with you, man.
Wow. I'm glad you got in.
Yeah, and it's been probably like maybe 14 years since I've talked to you last. 2007.
Every 14 years, I want to hear from you, okay? The name is familiar, but there are not a lot of people named Lennon, so there you go.
I called you a while back, and I think so far I'm the only person that has remembered you from when your appearance on the Bob and Tom show.
I did Bob and Tom once. They never asked me back.
One time, yes.
Wow, yeah, you are the one who remembers that. Well, it's not. That's great. It's nice to talk to you. What can we do for you?
Well, I know how much you hate Bluetooth, but I'm gonna go into this anyway.
I hate it, but we got to use it. What else we got, right?
Yeah, I love Bluetooth. Me personally, I love it.
Okay,
but I have an iPhone, and I listen to my podcast through iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
I'm also a truck driver.
Okay.
And, of course, I get in and out of my truck every night. And I go from Bluetooth to wired connection.
Okay.
And I'm listening to iHeartRadio.
So you take your phone with you, you get out of the truck, and you're plugging it into something?
Yes, I'm plugging it into the radio.
Okay, so the radio has a connector that'll attach to the phone and then pick up that audio.
Correct.
Okay.
But it switches over to Apple Music. I'm like,
this is annoying. I know what you're talking about, and fortunately, Mike is an iOS expert. And I've complained to you about this, haven't I?
Yes, you
Remember,
have.
Every time I get in the car, Foreigner, Cold as Ice would launch.
Yep.
And I did not want to hear that song. I listened to it once, and for some reason, and this is not a Bluetooth issue; it's an iPhone issue.
It is. It's an iPhone issue, and the profile that most stereos use for sort of interfacing with an iPhone. Unfortunately, someone at some point, I wish I knew their number and their address so I could say some things to them, decided that what people wanted was when they plugged in it used to be iPod, but now iPhone, that it would immediately start playing music. And that is the way that it works for everyone. And it tends to be that it is the first song in your music library, which is sorted alphabetically. So mine was some stupid song that started with an A and would just continue to play every time I got into the car.
Oh, my God. That's even worse than Foreigner Hot Blooded.
Yeah.
Or Cold as Ice. I can never remember. It's one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah, I even tried to delete Apple Music, and it won't even connect to anything. I'm like, what in the world?
Oh, that's interesting. It's so strongly prefers Apple Music that if you don't have it, it doesn't do anything.
Right, it does nothing.
So, tell me about the radio that you're plugging it into. Is it a smart radio?
It does have Bluetooth. It has USB. It has a CD player. I don't know the.
Does it connect to the internet? Will it play internet stations?
No, it's just a radio. It's like a 2019.
It's just a speaker that has a lot of nice features. But you're saying when you get to wired, it always connects to Apple Music. You could, if you used it with Bluetooth, just out of curiosity, would it continue to pick up where you left off?
Even if I'm on my regular car, it will go back to iHeartRadio. Excuse me, it will go to Apple Music as well. I'm like, come on, car.
Come on, car. Yeah, this is kind of. I was hoping Micah would have a.
I wish I had a solution for this.
This is unfortunately. I think the way Apple set it up is, and I wish there were a setting that would say, so here's the setting I imagine, and why it doesn't exist, I don't know. When I move to another place to play music, do you want me either to, what service would you like me to play, or would you like me to play whatever was played last? And frankly, that should be the default. If you were listening to it last time, why would you change to something else? The iPhone should, and that's what I thought was happening with Foreigner was, well, the last time you listened to music on me, you played Foreigner, so I'm going to keep playing Foreigner. This is almost the opposite.
Yeah, and the chat room is providing some different links, but honestly, these are all hacky things. This is a problem that everyone has, and it's just the way that this works, unfortunately. Because sometimes cars, the stereo that's built in will have some settings specific to autoplay. Right. So you may check, I'm sure you have though, but just in case, head into your settings for the stereo that you have and double, triple check to make sure there's no autoplay functionality that you can disable. And then the other things that they suggest are...
Oh, this is crazy. The silent track?
Silent track, which that's what I have for mine, is a silent track that just, it's listed as a silent track. And so that way it will always be alphabetically first.
But it still switches to Apple Music when you do that.
It'd still play that, yeah. But at least it's not blasting that same song over and over again.
They also say you can yell at Siri.
Yeah, tell Siri to stop playing music.
I yell at Siri a lot.
But you shouldn't have to do this at all. Any of these hacks, I think, are ridiculous.
And what's telling is he deleted Apple Music, and it still
was trying to
launch it. It wouldn't play anything else.
Yeah, I guess at least at that point it isn't playing anything. That's good, right? Oh, but you weren't able to play anything.
Can you then go on your phone and say, no, I want to hear iHeart?
It wouldn't actually play anything. Like, it wouldn't even connect to my phone. It wouldn't even recognize it. It would like... The radio will be checking USB, and then nothing. It goes right back to the radio. I'm like, okay, I got to reinstall this thing.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah. Okay. Here's one other thing to try. I don't know if this will work. In the Apple Music app on your device, I think this is more for Macs, but look and see if you have autoplay turned on. There is apparently an autoplay, and on the computer it's in the up next icon, but I don't know on the iPhone what it looks like. But there, at least on the computer, there's an autoplay feature. So I'm wondering if they've got that, and if that's the case, then turning that off.
I think it would still play the first song though. It just would stop it from continuing to play.
It would just turn off autoplay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I swear in the previous iOS version, there was a setting somewhere that if you connect to Bluetooth, it would play automatically.
Yeah.
But I can't find that setting anymore.
It says open the this is from LifeWire. Open the music app on your iPhone. Tap the mini player along the bottom of the screen that shows the current song. Tap the up next. Oh, but yeah, you're right. That just disables the next thing. But try this anyway. That's the autoplay is to play the next song automatically. And then return to the app's front screen and minimize the player. I don't know. I'm going to put the link to this article as well. This, the fact that there are so many articles
Exactly.
saying, how do you stop this, tells me there's too much of it. I think this is a flaw, frankly, in the iPhone that they've had for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion. But maybe in 14 years when you call back, we'll have an answer for you, Lennon.
No, I actually have something else I wanted to ask you, but I will wait another time.
No. You can ask since you got in. It's been 14 years, dude.
No, I honestly don't want to take up any more of your time.
Oh, you're the greatest.
I really appreciate it.
Lennon, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Sorry we weren't able to give you more help other than just saying we're with you. We've experienced
We're with you,
it
man.
too, and
We're with you.
It's annoying.
we know how you feel. And we'll keep looking for this. This is one of those perennial things with iPhones, like the other memory usage and stuff, where it just keeps coming up all the time. And people keep looking for answers. Maybe somebody someday, maybe write a little program, for instance, that would just take it over.
I think shortcuts could eventually solve this.
Shortcuts.
Yeah.
Have a shortcut.
When I plug in a USB, then do this. But there's not a clear way to do that right now, because then when Lennon puts his phone on the charger or something like that, it would also trigger this. So there's no way to say specifically.
But there is a
situation.
shortcut that says when I connect to USB, do this.
Well, it's when I charge, do this. So when I plug into charge, but in the same, when you're plugging in to use USB to listen to music, it also is charging. So you can basically jump onto that feature.
So that's what you're looking for in shortcuts, is something that says, when I do this, do that. Mm-hmm. And what you want it to be is whenever I plug it into this radio,
this specific radio.
Don't stop playing, don't play Apple Music, play whatever I was playing. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a solution now. That's one of the things I'll
run this by Rosemary Orchard, my co-host, who's an expert in shortcuts, and see if we can't get any answers
Micah and
there.
Rosemary do a show called iOS Today, which is all about stuff like this. So you've got the expert, Lennon. Not me.
Okay.
I'm helpless.
Feel free to email us, iostoday@twit.tv, and we'll do some more research into this.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Mike.
Lennon.
Thank you, Dale.
No problem.
Have a great one. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number. If you got a question, a comment, a suggestion, we'd love to hear from you. Johnny Jett, our travel guru, coming up at 1:30. Yes, another earworm from Johnny Cash, all around the corner. You stay right here. I'd like to dedicate this to all the people living in South Detroit, a.k.a. Canada. Leo Laporte, the tech guy, 8888. Why did you say for this? You like this song? Don't Stop Believing?
This song gives me warm feels.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I guess we should take another call. I was just getting warm feelings. Joe in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hello, Joe.
Hello. I've got an issue with Facebook. I know you don't use Facebook.
Micah does, right? Micah, do you use Facebook?
Not a big Facebook user, but I might be able to help.
Do you have an account?
I do have an account.
Okay, that's more than I do.
Okay. My account got hijacked this week.
Hate it when that happens.
I was here at home doing some stuff on the computer. All of a sudden, I get 3 emails. Your password's been changed. Your cell phone number has been removed.
How dare you?
The email address has been changed.
But the fact that it sent you those, did it then say, if you didn't do this, contact us?
No.
Why would they send that email then? There's a reason they sent you the email to let you know that stuff's been changed. That's a security alert.
Yeah. It was, within a minute, maybe 2 minutes at the most, all these 3 messages came in. I went to it and could not do anything.
So did you click on the link in the email? The email popped up and it said, hey, your Facebook password has been changed. Did you click on the thing that said, go check it out?
Yeah, I tried that. No work.
Okay, when you said it didn't work, does that mean that you clicked on the link? What happened at that point? A web page popped up and it said, hey, let us know your username and your password. What did it look like when you were going through that process?
That I don't remember, but there was a button that said a secure account. I clicked on that.
Yeah.
And
so I'm wondering if that was a phishing alert.
Yeah.
So this is the problem with that, of course, is if I'm a bad guy, I send out emails like that saying, oh, your password's been changed. Click this link to fix it. And then, of course, the first thing I do is put a page that looks exactly like Facebook up saying,
No, it actually, I went to my Facebook.
Good man.
I had Facebook screen open.
Good man.
On another tab, and it had signed me out.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So here's where you want to go, facebook.com/hacked.
Okay.
Report compromised account. If you believe your account has been compromised by another person or a virus, please click the My Account is Compromised button below. We'll help you get back into your account so that you can regain control.
Okay.
Thank you, Scooter X, for that link. Facebook.com/hacked.
I'll try that. I did get to a link through Facebook that wanted ID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how
does.
they're going to do that now, is they're going to say, well, you got to prove you're you.
Yeah, and it wanted, some sort of ID, and one of it was turned on the webcam.
Right. Takes a picture of you with your driver's license. That's right.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I go by my middle name, not by my first name. And so my driver's license shows, my full name, but they don't pay attention, evidently, to the middle name.
The robots aren't paying attention.
Exactly. That's typically, yes, it's a process that happens automatically with computer vision AI stuff. But going through that process and afterwards being able to contact Facebook, and by that point, because you've done all of the steps necessary, they can go, okay, we see that Joe has tried all of these things. Now we can sort of have a more human approach.
It's like when you get to that phone tree and it says, what would you like to do? And you just say, speak to a human, speak to a human, speak to a human. You're going to have to push, because the robots don't know from nothing, but you're going to get to the human and they'll fix it for you. It may take a couple of weeks. Sometimes I've heard it takes time. Now, from now on, turn on two-factor authentication on your Facebook because that'll keep this from happening again.
Yeah, I will do that because I'm an admin for a support group.
Oh,
no.
Husbands with wives with cancer.
Oh, dear.
So I had to rejoin, and I used my first name this time. And so I've had, the other admin in the group got me, disabled the admin for the first one and added me in on with the new setup. So, and then another thing with Facebook, their algorithms on what they use to judge when you make a comment about something.
I know.
I know. I got into trouble with that a few weeks ago. It was a harmless comment, but I've seen comments that were really harsh on things.
Oh yeah, those get through just fine. Yeah.
I wouldn't even say on since you're on the air, I wouldn't even say. But I had a friend who lives out of town, and she's got a sister who has two new twin grandchildren.
Oh boy!
And she doesn't get a chance to see them very often, and I just made the slight comment, see if you could kidnap them for the weekend.
Oh yeah, but they don't have any. Do you see these robots have no sense of humor? Of course, you didn't mean that literally. That's a perfectly legitimate thing to say. Oh, these robots. This is what happens when you have 3.5 billion users.
Not enough employees.
And there's not enough people in the world to do this right. Oh, sorry this happened to you. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. And I'm sorry about your wife, too, Joe. That just stinks. I'm sorry, Joe. That's terrible. How's your wife doing?
Oh, as her last visit with the oncologist, he said she was NED, no evidence of disease.
Did she ring the bell?
That's wonderful.
Oh, this started in 2019.
Holy cow.
My mom got sick, and then my mom passed away.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
my wife lost her sister from leukemia.
Oh, gosh.
And we were caring for my dad, who was 93 years old with Alzheimer's. And then I got let go from my job.
Oh, my
Joe.
word. I'm so sorry.
Paint a target on me, folks.
Yeah.
Joe.
But, Dad passed away. He worked out at Oak Ridge for 40-something years. If it was radioactive, he touched it.
Wow.
And
it's amazing he lived into his 90s, isn't it?
Yeah. He had known who we were for the last several years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's part of the disease.
That's a heartbreaker, too, I know.
I've got a Pyrex beaker that was in a hot cell area that he worked in, And normally your glass beaker is clear. This thing is cherry red.
Holy cow.
The gamma radiation
Holy cow.
change on it.
Wow.
And his building had a piece of equipment that was in there since World War II that was so radioactive. They brought a fork truck in, loaded the equipment onto a trailer, loaded the fork truck onto the trailer, and took it to a landfill and buried it.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trailer, forklift, everything.
Anything that touched it. Wow.
Yep.
Holy cow. Well, Joe, I am so sorry. Hugs, my heart goes out to you. And I'm so glad your wife's okay, though. That's really, really good news. That's wonderful.
Yeah, her quilting groups in the past year has given over 250 quilts to children's hospitals.
Amazing. Amazing.
Isn't it sad? This guy is a saint. We've talked before, haven't we, Joe? I feel like we've talked before.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
We've talked several times.
Yeah, this guy's a saint. And, man, I guess they say God only gives you the troubles you can handle, I guess. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, all these hard times. But you're amazing, and you keep up the good work. And I'm sorry Facebook just added to your woes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Bless you, Joe.
Wishing you all the best.
Bless you. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. He's such a sweetheart. We've talked before.
Yeah, I remember
He's
Joe.
Amazing. Johnny Jett.
Hey, it's a difficult act to follow, man.
Oh man, well it wasn't on the air, so you're okay. that was just us. Wow is right. Wow is right.
That was just
I know.
ridiculous.
No,
that
life
he's
is
got going
hard.
through.
Boy, you forget how hard life is. If every once in a while things are going okay, but then it gets you.
I mean, yeah. I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
So I've been doing a lot of news lately because of everything that's going on. And a reader or a viewer of News Nation, I did News Nation 4 times this week, and someone said that this cover made it seem like I don't need this cover. Is that true?
Well, if they say you need it, let me look at it. Oh, they say you don't need it?
Yeah, they made it seem like it.
Look at my
like,
cover.
Okay. Because I was like, is that true?
What does it matter if you have a pop filter on your microphone? Go ahead. Say peanuts in Peoria are pulled pretty.
Peanuts in Peoria are pulled.
Peter Piper, pick a pack of pickle pepper.
I don't even say toy boat. Say toy boat 5 times.
Toy boat. But I'm just saying I don't hear any popping, which is a good thing.
Okay.
They say
So
don't use it.
No, it was just a viewer. It wasn't the producer.
Oh no, ignore the viewer. Okay. What he's talking about, Bob Heil says he puts a pop filter in these microphones, but our experience has been, well, I'll show you. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, how many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
Gotcha.
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers.
Much better.
Much better. Yeah. So, I mean, we got 2.
That's why
I
I'm
got
running
2.
it by you.
Look at that.
I need to get another one.
No. That's
kidding.
just because I like to work the mic close, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah,
Right
baby.
up here.
Right up here, baby. Get on it. But
This is now a, what's that called when you whisper?
he says, he asked me if I've been a ASMR host. Hey, the Tech Guy Podcast brought to you this week by Acronis. You know the name. All us geeks do. For years, we recommended, and I still recommend on the radio, the #1 disc imaging program out there. Now they've got something that does it all. They call it Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, which has everything you need to safeguard your device. So, hard drive failure, ransomware, coffee spills. You've got a great backup with Acronis. The imager is the best in the world, but it also has something built in to keep your digital world safe from threats. The only cyber protection solution that combines data protection and cybersecurity in one. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis TrueImage. It's Windows, it's Mac, it's Android, it's iOS. Of course, the best imaging software out there, quick backup and recovery. You'll never lose precious files or expensive applications. And when you need to, you can restore in a full system or individual files. One of the reasons I've always used Acronis is when I get a new machine set up, I like to make an image of it because it's just perfect, it's just right, freeze it in Amber. But now you can also keep it up to date. You can restore individual files. It's the fastest way. It's what we use to Tech TV because if you're in a commercial break or before a commercial break, your computer crashes and dies in the commercial break. And in just a few minutes, you can restore the hard drive entirely, which is great. You back up what you want, where you want. You can do it locally. Now they've got an Acronis cloud you can back up to there. That's a great solution. Restore your entire system to the same hardware, of course, but you can also restore it to new hardware. And you can even do direct cloud-to-cloud backups of things like your Microsoft 365 account, including your Outlook.com mailbox and OneDrive. So that's really sweet. What a great way to back up stuff that's already in the cloud. You don't have to download it and upload it. It just goes right across to Acronis' cloud. The cybersecurity will stop any cyber attack from damaging your data, applications, or systems. It blocks attacks in real time. Before malware, ransomware, or cryptojackers can cause damage, it'll find any hidden infections that could be lurking on your system. It's got very flexible antivirus scans. Easy to manage. You can reduce the cost, complexity, and risk of using multiple incompatible solutions. Simplify your protection, managing it all through one single intuitive interface. And with Acronis' two-click setup and set and forget options, you never have to remember anything, and you'll spend less time backing up, less time thinking about security, and more time using your computer or not, right? Rest assured, you always will know your digital world is protected with their integrated protection. Acronis, new name for an old friend, formerly Acronis True Image. It's called Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office. More than just a backup, more than just an antivirus. Peace of mind is knowing your devices and backups are protected. Your data is safe, accessible, private, authentic, and secure. Keep your digital world safe from all threats with the only cyber protection solution that delivers a unique integration of data protection and cybersecurity in one. Acronis Cyber Protect Home Office, formerly Acronis True Image. And all you have to do is visit go.acronis.com/techguy. Go.acronis.com/techguy. Old friends, it's great to see them with a great new product. Go.acronis.com/techguy. And now back to the show. Oh my, he's been everywhere, man. He's Johnny Jett, our traveling guru. He joins us every week to talk about using technology to travel better. Boy, if technology will help, I'll use it. It's crazy out there.
It is.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Very good.
I did travel this week, by the way.
Where'd you go?
We went on a little staycation down at Palos Verdes Terranea Hotel.
That doesn't count. You drove.
I drove 18 miles.
That is not travel.
It is travel, but
well,
hey.
It's nice to get out of the house.
Listen,
I agree.
I did not want to be on an airplane this week. It's been pretty messy since on Tuesday they abruptly announced their masks are optional. And actually, my sister was just boarding a Delta flight. I'm talking a minute after they made the announcement, and my sister caught on video the flight attendant's announcement saying that
there was a little too much, in my opinion, jumping for joy, especially Delta. They put out a press release said, "Wait, we're so happy, no more masks, woohoo!" Even though the CDC says, it might still be a good idea to wear a mask. I understand everybody's sick of these darn masks.
Definitely. Delta also said it was a seasonal virus, so they got some serious heat for that.
Yeah, I think would have been better for Delta to say, well, we're just going to do whatever the courts say, and there you have it. But I think they should also emphasize it is a personal choice. This is so funny because the people who hate masks say it's a personal choice. I don't want to wear a mask. But now if you want to wear a mask, they say, you don't have a personal choice. Take it off. So it's a personal choice. If you want to wear a mask, I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to wear 2 N95 masks when I go on an airplane in July. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, remember, though, the plane air is good. And I think maybe that's what the plane companies are kind of trying to emphasize.
They are. And actually, but it's kind of confusing because there are still some airports, LAX, JFK, LaGuardia, still require you to wear a mask. So the other ones.
Oh, I guess if you're a private business, you can, right?
Right.
So you don't have to adhere or not. Well, it's very confusing.
And there's also subways, there's trains. It's confusing because it's not uniform, and that's one of the problems.
That's the problem.
And they're talking about bringing it back. It's going to be very difficult to bring it back on the plane because once they made that announcement, the flight attendants already had a difficult time. 72% of the problems last year which was over 6,000 unruly passengers, were mask related. So,
and now they're saying, is it Delta? One of them is saying, oh, we're going to bring back the passengers we booted because they wouldn't wear masks.
Delta, United, American, and now Alaska. One of my friends works for Alaska, said they just got an internal memo saying the same thing.
Interesting.
But it's on a case-by-case basis, which I think is important.
They're not bringing the unruly passengers back.
Right. I think it's like people like the guy who was wearing a thong, who's trying to be funny. And I think like someone like him might get back on. But, if you disrupt
Why is that a good thing?
It's not. If a flight had to return to the gate and you delayed people or got canceled, they should not be allowed back on.
I'm sorry.
I'm with you. And then, Mike Tyson got in that little brouhaha.
What, he punched somebody?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm actually on Mike Tyson's side. I saw a little bit of the video.
What happened.
The guy was totally instigating him, threw a bottle at him, supposedly.
It's got to be hard if you're somebody like a professional boxer, world champion boxer like Mike Tyson. Every little punk in the world wants to get in a fight with you.
Yeah, they want to make some money. And,
so the fact that Mike Tyson's not punching people all the time is credit to Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean,
it took something extra to get him riled up.
Definitely. And Mike Tyson just went to one of my cousin's events in Connecticut a few months ago, and they said he could not have been any nicer.
Seems like a nice guy.
2.5 hours.
Yeah, I just
But anyway,
if you made your name fighting, people are going to want to pick a fight with you.
And why do you want to mess with someone like that? You're a fool. Anyway, so some news. Last week I talked about how you can get some good deals. Try and find a new airline or a new route. Well, this week Breeze Airways, which I mentioned once before, they founded by the guy from JetBlue. They just announced they're going to start flying from Westchester, New York, which is, I think, 30 miles outside of LaGuardia or Newark, JFK. It's near where I grew up. They're offering the first nonstop flights to the West Coast, including San Francisco, LA, and Vegas, for fares for $149. That starts in November to San Francisco, September for LA, and Vegas. But, I mean, that's huge to have nonstop service for people who are like in Fairfield County or the suburbs of
Why is
New York
it always
City.
Vegas? It's like, yeah, you can get to Vegas fast.
But they also have New Orleans, Savannah,
Good.
Jacksonville, Norfolk, and Charleston.
I like that.
And they offer first class for cheap. For first class is $249 instead of $149.
Good
I
deal.
mean, that's a deal. That's
Good
a deal. So look into that. Also, the week before, I was down in San Diego. We stayed at a hotel called Town and Country, and I got talking to a couple, and I was like, where are you from? And they're like, we're not staying here, actually. We just used a service called resortpass.com, which sells day passes to really nice hotel pools.
That is a nice idea.
So they paid $20 per person per day. $10 for children and infants are free. So I mean, it's mixed because there were hotels. I think even the Four Seasons was in there. I mean, those prices are a lot higher for those hotels. But if you are staying in Airbnb or you're on vacation and you're at home or you just want a little day trip, you can look at some of these hotels that offer really nice pools and go for the day. The guys like I used to in the old days used to jump fences, but now you can't with security cameras and key cards.
Man, I used to be a wedding crasher. It was the greatest. And now...
Yeah. And he's like, I got a baby, so it's difficult.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to jump fences with a baby. No, I understand.
But these guys are available in all around the U.S., Aruba, Belize, Canada, the Caribbean, Costa Rica, Hong Kong, and Mexico.
That's actually great. So the hotels know about this.
Definitely. That's how they're making some money.
They don't mind.
You'd hope they're doing it on slower days, but I looked at some of these. They're available all through the summer, which also you might want to look at this website and find out if your hotel's on there. And if you don't want a crowded pool, maybe not book that hotel because the pool was crowded. And I think most of it now was outside guests.
Wow, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
And I was wondering why they had big signs on the fence like no outside food. So
that's why.
They encourage people to buy from their hotel.
Can you find out if a hotel's doing that so that you don't go to that hotel?
Definitely. Just go to resortpass.com, search the city, and find out what hotels are offered.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you're not staying at that hotel and you want to use that resort, nice.
Exactly.
I know when I go to Maui, there's like some amazing, hotel pools with water slides and stuff. And
Hawaii's on there, but there's not a lot. Oh, actually, one hotel that I was surprised is the Kahala, which supposedly is an amazing pool for kids.
Nice. Nice.
So they have dolphins there. So check that out.
Nice. What else?
How
Got
we
a
doing
minute
on
and a
time?
half.
Okay, so do you ever play Wordle?
Do I ever play Wordle? I can't go to bed without my wife and
Okay.
I. We play Wordle every day.
We do the same thing, and we compete.
Oh,
What do
I
you
don't
think's more
compete with
important?
Lisa. She'll beat the pants off me.
we compete,
we
but-
cooperate,
We compete,
which means I let her play and I watch.
But we don't argue, but we say, what do you think's more important? Who gets it quicker or who does it in less amount of tries?
Oh.
Because my wife does it way quicker, but I usually
She's trying to
get
do
in
it
less tries.
fast. Oh, no. I want to.
She does it in 2 minutes,
Oh, she
but she'll
sets a
take
timer.
4 or 5 tries. I can sometimes do it in 3 or
This
2.
is a New York Times word game that's really fun and has taken the world by storm.
Right. But I mention it because there's another version called Wordle.
Wordle. It's hard to say, but fun to play.
Wordle.
No, W-O-R-L-D-E-L-E.
No, sorry. Yes, thank you.
It's the world. Oh.
So they give you images of every country, and you get 6 guesses, and each guess they tell you which direction and how many
Are you good at it?
kilometers you're
You'd be
off.
good at it.
I'm okay, but I'm not as good as I thought I would be because I just don't know countries when you just see them
It's just the outline.
without any other
Just the outline.
just the outline of that
Yeah.
single country. If it was a whole map, I would guess almost every one.
Yeah.
But it's difficult that way. But it's a fun game. I'll actually.
Guess would be a good day to do it. Play it. John says today's is easy. Wordle.
looks
Search
like an
for it on
elephant.
the Google. Looks like an elephant. Oh, everybody knows that one. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Thank you, Johnny Jett. Go to johnnyjett.com for all the goodness. Is it Vietnam? Oh, there's a dot?
A dock.
A dock. Oh, this is like Monaco. I recognize that port. I've been to that
look
port.
at it.
That's good. That's actually that's good, Johnny. You're good at this.
You talking to me?
I'm talking about my other John.
Because I was like, I'm not doing it right now.
No, John Slanina, our student. Jammer B, you know him. Oh, it's funny. If you search for Wordle,
Yeah, it'll
New York
correct you.
Times comes up first, which is
Google says, "Did you mean Wordle?"
you meant Wordle. No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
so so the website is.
It's a French website.
It is. Yes. Yeah.
So let us play it together, you and me. Yes, you can see this is the harbor. This is where the boats go, yachts. But even my cruise ship, my cruise ship part right here too. No, maybe not. Maybe right there. This is where my hotel was. This is where the races. This is where the castle is up here. Yes, let's do it.
I'm close. My first guess was UAE, and I was off by 4,000 kilometers.
Just 4,000.
4,000 kilometers. Look at that. Oh, well done. Bravo. Très bien.
Monaco.
Bon appetit. No, that's wrong.
It's omelette du fromage.
What the fromage? Johnny.
Oh, I'm so close, but I'm still not there.
Johnny.
On my fourth guess.
So, what was I going to... Oh, I was so happy this week. We decided next Christmas, 2023, Lisa was saying, well, we have to decide on what days that were dark. And we did. And then I said, you know what we should do? We should go on the Christmas markets riverboat tour. So we booked Uniworld.
Nice.
And we're going Nuremberg to Budapest in 2023 for Christmas.
Excellent.
I'm so excited.
Which December, early December or late November?
It's December 23rd. It's like Christmas and the week after.
Wow, but the problem with that is I think a lot of those markets shut down.
They shut down? Will it be all over? That's funny. I noticed they don't say markets. They just say Christmas. But
you probably got a good deal on that one.
The thing, it wasn't too expensive. But the thing I liked about it is 3 days in Vienna.
Right.
It just
Vienna has, I think, 30 Christmas markets.
Vienna. Yeah.
And they have
will they shut
amazing
down?
ones.
Really? They'll immediately, like, Christmas is over? Okay, we're done?
You know what? I can't remember, but for some reason, I know you want to
Now
go
I'm
really
mad.
the week before.
Now I'm mad.
Or the first week of December.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
It's been a while since I've done it. I did it maybe 7 or 8 years
Probably
ago.
why we're able to get a cabin.
They're like, ha.
Got
These
another
people.
sucker.
Yes, it's okay.
We have another sukia. But we like Uniworld. We had a nice trip on
Uniworld's great.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you get that one with the butler. Oh, man.
Yeah, we got the butler.
That is I took my dad on one, but not a Christmas one. We did a summer one.
We're going to be on the Beatrice.
I think
we did the Mother Teresa. I know.
That's the mother. That's the mother of the owner. I'm
Beatrice.
friends with the owner. Yeah.
Oh,
So
you're
she's
friends with the owner. Well, tell him what happened to the Christmas market.
Well, it's Trav Group, and they own like 30 different companies. They're South African and English.
Supposedly,
And he
they
actually
do a
lives in
good
Santa
job
Monica.
with Uniworld. Is a very good riverboat. We had a nice
Uniworld
time.
is excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We had a nice time. We're doing Viking to the Mississippi. That's next year. I mean, the year after that.
Viking's solid too, but Uniworld's one step above.
It's a little hot. Yeah, it's 5-star. So that's what we're going to do. John.
I'm jealous.
I know. It says Grand Christmas and New Year's. I think that's what they mean. No markets, just Christmas.
You have to look it up. Each destination's different.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Johnny.
Hey, have a good one. Bye-bye.
You know this song? No. Leo Laporte. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. But for some reason, every time I plug in my phone, it plays it. I don't understand.
Yeah, what's the deal?
8888 Ask Leo. Leo and Micah taking your calls. Richard in Bucks County, PA, or should I say in Bucks County, PA. Hello, Richard.
Hey, Leo. I hope I can speak on a speakerphone since I'm using my Starkey hearing aids I got after you talked.
Oh, how do you like them?
7 years ago. Well, 7 years they've been holding on. I have a very esoteric question. I hope it's interesting. I have a Generac natural gas whole house generator.
Right.
I bought it.
I've seen the ads for these. Yeah.
7 years ago, and it cost me approximately $12,000.
Whoa. How long will it keep your power on for?
Well, in case it goes out. I'm an old guy. I don't want the power.
I don't blame you. How long do they say? It's natural gas, so it goes forever, as long as the gas doesn't run out.
Yeah, and it's only run 2 hours in 7 years, so what an investment that is. Anyway.
But isn't that ironic? As soon as you buy a generator, power never goes out.
Well, it's like insurance. You don't need it until you need it.
That's right.
I bought a Generac Mobile Link Wi-Fi Ethernet device to be attached to my generator.
Yes.
Because when I bought mine, it didn't have Wi-Fi built in.
Yes.
Had the tech put it on. I used the app from Mobile Link to show that it works, but I can't get it to connect to my network. I was told by Generac I have to open 5 ports on my router.
What?
Which I've never done before.
No, you don't have to do that. So, wow. Maybe you do. I don't know. That's to get to the outside world, not to get to that thing on your generator. Does the thing on your generator have an antenna?
Yeah, sure. It's got an antenna.
Yeah.
I can see it.
So it's a little Wi-Fi receiver. Probably, most likely, it's outside, right?
It is outside, yes.
Most likely, it's just the signal from the inside is not getting to the outside. So there's a couple of things to try. It's very common for these. This is what we call a IoT or Internet of Things device. Something connects to the internet, but it's not a computer. It's not a phone. It's not so smart. It's a good idea. You want this. But the problem is these are little small devices. They may not have the most powerful radios, but most likely the issue is the Wi-Fi band. Your Wi-Fi router probably is multi-band. Am I right? Does it do 5G as well as 2.4G?
Well, it's a NETGEAR R7960P that automatically detects whether it needs 2.5 or 5.
So what's happening, and this happens a lot with these guys, most IoT devices either really don't work with 5G but are not smart enough to reject 5G. So probably what's happening with this Generac device is it's trying to join your 5G network, gets on it, thinks it's got a signal, and it doesn't. So what you have to do, and by the way, the other problem with 5G is it doesn't get through your walls very well. That's one of the benefits of 5G is your neighbors aren't going to interfere with your 5G. What you want is it to use the 2.4. The Generac will want 2.4. You'll want to use 2.4 because it'll get through the walls better. But you have to trick it into using 2.4. So there are a couple of ways to do this. You could, and I would recommend doing this, go into the NETGEAR and turn off the 5 gigahertz antennas. There'll be a setting that says only use 2.4. You're only going to do this once. When you now go out and pair the Generac, start over for fresh, forget it, pair it to your router. They're giving you an answer for something that's a completely different problem. But maybe you need to do this too. But this, for now, this is the first thing you got to do is get the generator on your network. So tell your network 2.4 gig and then try to pair it. That's going to get through the wall better, and it's probably going to work with 2.4 when it doesn't with 5.
Okay, I want to make one comment and then just see what you say. The router that I have is in my cellar, right in my office, almost right next to the Generac. The signal is strong. However, this is also an Ethernet device as well. Should I just have an electrician drill a hole, put my Cat5e from the router right into the thing? Is that more secure than using theirs that when I try
so you're saying the generator has an Ethernet port?
No, the device that I bought is either Ethernet or Wi-Fi.
Ah, well, yeah, it's certainly, I mean, it's a lot of trouble to go to. Have you drilled a hole yet?
No, I haven't done it. I can have somebody do that.
Okay, so here's what I would suggest. I mean, to answer your question, is it more secure? No. If you're using encrypted Wi-Fi, it's as secure as wired. In fact, there's this issue of somebody who comes sneak outside your house and plug your Ethernet into his computer, and then you've really got a problem. And it's expensive, and you got a hole in your house now. So yes, that might be the end game, but I would first try this little trick of telling your router only 2.4. Turn off the 5G. We don't want it. Only 2.4, and then try pairing it. And I bet it'll pair fine, especially since you tell me the router's close.
Okay, I'm going to try that. I've got about 60 IoT things in my house.
Yeah.
I'm an old that likes young things. And
you're like me. I understand completely. What I actually ended up doing is creating a virtual LAN. Some routers will let you do this. And I have a IoT LAN that is isolated from the LAN that the computers are on for security reasons, but also the IoT LAN is only 2.4 gigahertz. So I never have this issue. Did you do the same thing?
Yep.
Yeah.
How to do that.
Yeah, but you don't need to go that far. I mean, you might want to. That's a little more complicated. Now, what Generac was telling you is interesting. It sounds like you need to open holes in your firewall for that device to connect to Generac. So the first thing to do is get that device on your network. If it's still not phoning home, then maybe you do have to open those ports. That's a little weird.
I agree.
Generac just bought Ecobee, which makes really good wired, internet thermostats. So they should have some pretty good. Now you have an older generator, but they should. Is the device you bought for a Generac?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So I clearly they understand that the future is IoT. Buying Ecobee is a big deal, right? This is probably the best known after Nest. It's the best known internet connected thermostat company. So that means they're getting some expertise. So maybe they'll get better. I don't know.
Leo, can I just run by you the 5 port numbers to see if they sound hinky?
Yeah, please do.
123, 50, 443. 8080 and 8081.
8080 is what, HTTP?
Well, sort of, yeah.
80 to 80.
Boy, I'm really worried about 50.
Yeah.
And I'm really worried about what did you say, 153?
123.
123. Boy, I'm worried about those two. 443 is for secure HTTP. It's TLS rather. I think. 8080, I understand. And that means that probably they have a web server. Boy, don't open these unless after you get the device working. That's bizarre.
I agree.
That's bizarre. That is, I mean, it's not the end of the world because you're going to tell your router only open those ports to this device. But that's an awful. Why would you divide? You don't need to design a device to do that. So 123 is the network time protocol. So I guess it says it shouldn't need all of this.
Okay,
Yeah.
Last question, Leo. If I do that, this device has got a MAC address. Do I use that if I do have to try to open the port?
No. What you'll do is you will once the device is on your network, you'll assign it a fixed or static IP address, and then in port forwarding, you say, hey, if anything comes in over UDP 50, send it to that device, and then that way it's more secure. You don't DMZ it. Leo Laporte,
Leo, you're the best.
The tech guy. Hang on for a sec. I had to take a break, but this is interesting that they want all of that.
Yeah, I don't know. For all I know, the president of the Generac sits at home and listens to what my generator's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so what is this? This allows you to control the Generac, or what?
It doesn't let me control it, but I'd be able, if, for example, we decide to get a place in Florida.
Yeah. Then you can see what's going on. Yeah.
It will let me know. I can check the maintenance.
This sounds like these ports. Yeah, 8080 is kind of 80 is HTTP. 8080 is commonly used when you've got a web server you don't want to collide with HTTP. 443 is HTTPS. So they're doing something weird. They're really doing something weird.
I'm not surprised. And as I said, it's branded as Mobile Link, which is the company that they...
Now that I'm thinking about it, it could be to give you the ability to access the database or the web server while you're online, while you're away, to be able to say, I need to make some changes using, because I was thinking about a NAS that I had that wanted 8080 and 443 open so that I could log into the dashboard of the system while I was away from home. So I wonder if it's just to try to give simplified access.
Well, this little device, this Mobile Link device, has a web browser in it, clearly. And so basically you've got a little web server out on the public internet. That's how you get into it.
Why does it need
time? That's time, so the time's accurate.
I guess if it doesn't have its own, yeah.
Yeah. It sounds so normally what IoT devices do, and you probably know this, Richard, is they phone home, and if you want to talk to them, you talk to them through the home office. So it doesn't need to be port forwarded because they're connected to Generac, you connect to Generac, and then they do they forward you over. It's using NAT. So I think that they're, in a way, maybe this is them getting out of the loop and saying, no, if you want to connect to it, we put a little browser in it. You can log into the browser. So that you definitely want to isolate it because anybody can log into that browser. You want to give it a good password.
Yeah, I got to wait to see if I can do that because I connected to it when I was out there, but there was nothing other than just that the IP was connected. And then after a period of time, it said, you're not connected to the internet. So I'm not.
Yeah. Do the 2.4. That sounds very familiar. That's completely consonant with an IoT device that's trying to join the 5G. It's going to join the strongest signal is what it's going to do.
I'm going to try that and then try to call you. I hope I can get in the next 5 months with my 15-year-old Mac Pro, early 2009.
Nice.
That I'm trying. That didn't break, but my MacBook Pro broke. I still got the hard drive. It's a spinner. It's got problems. I bought the app that you can use to repair it. If it works, I want to buy a Mac Mini that's old and still pretend I'm running my old MacBook Pro. Leo, thanks. You are the best. It's the best show on radio.
Thank you. Richard, we got somebody in the chat room from Generac. He says, or actually, no, this is Crestron. He says they need the ports open because they need to it's what I thought, which is essentially instead of using network traversal, NAT traversal to get through. You go through Generac. They don't want to have anything to do with it. You're talking directly to the device. So it's got a web server on it. It uses port 80 and 8080 and 8081. It uses TLS, which is good. Make sure you have a strong password if you do this. So I'm convinced that 2.4 gigahertz is going to solve your problem. In fact, when you said how close your router is, that confirmed it for me. Because when the router's close, you get a nice, powerful 5G signal, and the Generac's going, or the Mobile Link's going, oh, look at that. It's so powerful. I'm going to join that one. And then it can't work. I've had this happen with many, many devices. We used to tell people, take the device and walk away.
Yep.
Walk so you're just so far away the 5G doesn't work, but the 2.4 does.
Google still recommends that for some devices.
You're not going to need to do that. You can just, on the NETGEAR, just temporarily turn off the 5 gigahertz radio.
Kudos, Leo. You're the best.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Micah. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Now, wait a minute. We forgot for the hard drive. I think it's going to work.
I think so, too.
I have confidence. Well, hey. How are you today? Leo Laporte here with Micah Sargent, your tech guy, too.
Hello, Leo.
Hello, Micah.
And hello, listeners.
He's sitting right there. It's not, you could wave, I guess. Yeah.
For the radio listeners, I'm doing a wave.
Yeah, he's waving at you. This is a place where you talk high tech, computers, the internet, home theater, digital photography. Anything you'd want to add to the list?
We speak in ones and zeros.
Beep, boop, 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 boop. Beep, boop, boop, boop. 8888 Ask Leo is the number. I should translate that into binary, shouldn't I?
Quickly.
106 111 101011 00011. It would be a lot of numbers.
Well, quite a few.
Actually, I could almost do it because 8 is easy.
What is 8?
8 is 1000.
Oh, okay.
So 1000 1000 1000 1000.
And then some other ones.
Well, 2's easy. Oh. That's 10. So 10. 7. That's 1 less than 8. So it's 111. Well, anyway, enough of that. That's really boring, isn't it?
I don't know. I was into it.
Yeah, I know. It's
for
weird.
Us,
isn't
it's
it?
fine.
For us, we're kind of geeks. 8888 Ask Leo. I'll do it in decimal because that's how many fingers you has. What?
Maybe you're hacking the phone system with your 8s and
cool.
0s.
Yeah. Wow. That's toll free in the U.S. or Canada. We did not hack the phone system. In case the Facebook robots are listening, that was a joke.
A funny ha-ha, as they say.
Ha. Maybe when you tell a joke on Facebook, if you put ha after it, the robots would understand that you didn't mean that literally.
But figuratively.
We got a caller last hour who got a post banned because he was jokingly said, if you want to see more of your grandchildren, you should kidnap them, which is the kind of thing people say.
Right. As a real thing, which is why there's a ban, and as a joke, maybe you should have said bidnap.
That's what they do on TikTok.
Yeah.
They replace all the words that the TikTok filters because it's computerized. Mm-hmm. It's not a human. So they're not subtle. So on TikTok, they replace words with other words and assume, you'll figure that out.
You'll figure it out eventually. Kind of context gives you. Because a human can do that, but a robot.
And you might remember this as a kid. Were you on ICQ or AIM? Or
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when mom came into the room or grandma, would you type something like to let
somebody's over the shoulder?
Yeah, person over the shoulder.
Looking in, yeah.
Yeah. POS, I learned.
That has a new meaning these days.
So I think outgroups, whether it's kids or minorities, have always had language to keep the others from understanding what they were saying. Parents, parental units, and things like that. So I think that's normal. I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, because there was a little bit of kind of, is this changing language? Language is always changing.
It's always changing. If Shakespeare, whose birthday it is today, we've just learned.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill. If he came here today, he wouldn't understand half of what we say.
No, but he'd catch on.
Computers, the internet, home theater. None of this is making any sense. He might understand theater. Home theater?
Home theater.
You have a theater in your home?
Oh.
Digital photography? No. Wouldn't understand photography or digital. Virtual reality? Reality's heard that word. Virtual?
Yeah.
Does he mean it's full of virtue, this reality? Augmented reality? Is it bigger than regular reality? I don't know. He wouldn't understand any of this.
Digital would be like, it has something to do with the fingers.
Watches? He doesn't even know what a watch is.
In the first place.
Yeah. You mean like
the
a
guards are
grandfather
out,
clock?
a very smart guard who's patrolling?
No. So, language changed. Thank goodness, because I don't understand what Shakespeare's saying either. Jamie on the line from Tampa, Florida. Hello, Jamie. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, your tech guy too. Okay, usually this is my fault. In this case, Jamie is probably muted. Hello, Jamie. He actually says, according to Kim Schaffer, do you think all the streaming service raising prices will run people back to their cable? And actually, this is a big story which we have yet to cover today, which is that Netflix told the stock market, told investors that for the first time they'd lost subscribers. I had no idea. They've only gained subscribers for every year of their existence, only had more each and every quarter.
Growth.
Then all of a sudden, we lost 200,000. Not only did they lose 200,000, they lost 30% of their market value. Stock went plummeting down, which brought down much of the rest of the stock market. That's why you might have seen a tank in the stock market.
Constantly watching the stock market.
I know. I've got the ticker tape in the living room there.
It prints out.
And so there's people saying, well, what's going to happen to Netflix? I don't think it's time to panic.
I don't think Netflix is going anywhere
yet. Although Netflix, to appease, I think, the market, said, well, we're going to add ads. So they've raised the price. Here's their problem right now. Other streamers are competing, and in many cases are taking back shows that were stalwarts at networks. For instance, The Office. You did an Office podcast. You could watch it on Netflix for free. NBC said, hey, that's it. We're no more free Netflix. Go to Peacock if you want to watch The Office. Disney did the same with many of their properties. So Netflix, knowing this was happening, started making original programming only they own, and made very good original programming. But there's a problem. It's very, very expensive. Billions.
To create the content.
They spent, I think, $13 billion last year.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And a lot of different content that many of us have never even seen.
And that's the other problem. There's so much of it you don't even know. It's just it's like a big pile of stuff. So I understand why the market might be suddenly saying, oh, maybe a little skeptical. There's competition. They have to spend a lot of money to keep subscribers. But to answer your question, Jamie, let me check and see if he's... Are you still there, Jamie?
I am here, Leo. How are you?
You unmuted.
How are you doing today?
You unmuted. Yeah. Yay.
Yeah. So the question I had was, and by the way, Leo, thank you so much for taking my call.
Of course.
So the Spectrum guy, that's actually why I was muted. He just left my house.
The cable man, the cable guy.
Yeah,
Jim Carrey was just there.
Guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he just left my house because I got so fed up with all these streaming services and all this other stuff, having to be like, okay, what show is this streaming service on, and all this other stuff.
Yeah. Don't tell me you brought the cable back.
I did.
What do you call? So a cord cutter is somebody who gets rid of the cable. What do you call a reverse cord cutter?
Refastener.
A cord splicer.
I think it's a cord fastener. But I did that because I have an antenna, but it doesn't work the best, and me being visually impaired, I don't want to pay someone to have to get up on the roof and have to put it in.
That's fair. Cable's good. It's just, and by the way, and I've said this for some time, I understand the desire to cut the cable because people hate their cable company, but honestly, once you get the same content back, you're going to end up spending a lot of money. First, you have to buy internet, probably from the same company. That's $60 a month. And then you get Netflix. That's another $12 a month. You know, if you want your locals, you might have to subscribe to something like YouTube TV, $65 a month. Pretty soon, you're spending as much or more.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Is my family, we were cord cutters for a period of time, and I can recall one time I was watching. I think it was the Super Bowl, and it was on. I think it was on NBC this year, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, and the daggone thing just froze.
Ugh.
I mean, the camera would just die.
People have been complaining about that. Apple has baseball games on Friday, and people have been complaining about the same thing. Because streaming is not as perfect as broadcast or cable.
That's what I hear. I mean, and I noticed that too because with my antenna that I have, I have an antenna primarily for if something knocks out our cable, or maybe Spectrum decided, hey, we need to work on something on our end, so the cable will be out for a little bit. I have the antenna for it in case that happens. You know, I can watch at least local channels until the cable comes back on.
So you get in Tampa, you get probably all the locals, right? For free.
I don't. Well, I don't get. Here's the thing. I don't get CBS.
Oh, okay.
I don't get CW. Okay.
That's why cable exists for regions like yours and mine too, where you can't get the local stations over the air. So they put a big antenna up and they dug cable to houses, and that's how it started. And you know, honestly, I as much as we all hate cable, you're not wrong. And I think this is why the market is spanking Netflix, because all they ended up doing is reinventing cable, and it's more complicated. It costs as much or more. You haven't solved the problem. You've made it worse. And then as soon as, you know, all these different streamers came along, you know, it used to be you could just go to Netflix and mostly it'd be there. But now you have to have Disney Plus, you have to have Hulu, you have to have Peacock. It's crazy. And you add all that up, it's more expensive. So I like the convenience of on-demand, of over-the-air. I like being able to binge shows, for instance. There's certain things I really like about that compared to broadcast and cable. But, yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe cord cutting does not live up to the promise.
Well, Leo, it's funny you say that because my mom, who lives here with me, another reason we got it is my mom is not the most, shall we say, tech-savvy. So she doesn't like the app. She doesn't like the on-demand. She just wants to turn on the TV and watch.
Well, and she's not alone, by the way. That's kind of even, you know, I think people under 30, like Micah, you probably grew up, you know, in a world where YouTube, solved a lot of your needs. I know my kids, you know, YouTube's fine. But anybody over 30, we're used to watching CSI. You know, and if it's Monday night, it's CSI night. I'm gonna tune it in, and for that, you kind of need cable. So I'm with your mom. I don't think that that's even old fashioned. I think that that's a reasonable consumer need. Honestly,
but Leo, but honestly, Leo, do you think that because I read, and I don't know how true this is, there's hundreds and hundreds of streaming options available now.
Yeah.
But do you think that the influx of all these services, oh, well, you want to watch this, you got to pay for this. Oh, you want to watch this, you got to pay for this. You want to watch this, you got to pay for this. Do you think that is going to cause people to go back to cable?
Well, you've raised a really interesting point. I think this Netflix, that's what clearly the stock market thinks. That's why they are punishing Netflix for its law. I mean, all they did was lose 200,000 out of something like 38 million subscribers. It's not a huge percentage. But it scared the stock market because I think the stock market, and this is, sometimes we call it the wisdom of crowds. This is a bunch of people all together, not intentionally synchronizing, but you know what? They kind of center around the right answer. And it looks like the market's saying, yeah, you know what? Maybe this thing didn't work out. What we really wanted, you tell me if I'm wrong on this, Jamie and Micah, I think we really wanted a la carte. We wanted to buy one show. Like, if I pay you $1, I can watch The Office. If I pay you $1, I can watch CSI. We wanted it completely
package together.
Disaggregated. Yep. And instead, we're getting a bunch of mini cable companies.
Mm-hmm.
Leo, I can answer this for you. What we wanted.
What do you want?
What we wanted. Well, what a lot of folks wanted, and I know this for certain, a lot of my friends would tell me this. They wanted, if I want to watch, CSI.
Yeah.
Pay you X amount of money, and I'll watch CSI. But the problem was, when more companies said, "Hey, we're going to make our own streaming service," and all of a sudden, what was once just having Netflix, all of a sudden,
nobody wants like 30 different bills every month. That's not what we want.
Are you kidding, Leo? Yeah. I talked to my girlfriend. My girlfriend said she said that she's going to cut it all out.
Yeah.
Except the cable.
Wow.
Because
Jamie, I have to run. Professor Laura's telling me I got to get out of here. But you raise a great point. I'm so glad you called. Enjoy your spectrum. The man has won. Darn it. They win every time. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent. More tech calls coming up. The man always wins in the end. You know what they did is they raised the cost of internet, right? To make up for their loss of revenue.
Loss in cable, yeah.
And now they got you coming and going.
And
now, I mean, I was paying $200 a month for cable, right? Including the internet. So what is your bill at Spectrum now? You don't care. Who cares? Mom, let Mom worry about that.
yeah, exactly. Because the truth is, she just wants to watch her shows. She wants to watch her news in the morning. You know, she doesn't want to. I'm always telling her. I said, Mom, why don't you just stream this? And she goes, I don't want to. I just want to watch television. I don't care about an app. I don't want to care. Right. I don't want to download anything. I just want to turn. You know, and so what I did was we bought her a dumb TV, the kind that doesn't have the internet on it. We bought her a dumb TV. That's not.
That's all she wants.
Not a Roku, and that's all she wants.
Joe in our chat room is saying exactly the real problem, which is we let the cable companies buy content companies. We let Comcast buy NBC Universal, and as soon as that happens, then they've got a monopoly. And you're kind of out of luck, and they keep raising the prices until they're happy. So I mean, we have it's kind of backwards here. All the movie studios are owned by delivery companies. Not good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not good, and not only that. Yeah, I mean, you can get an antenna, sure. But I mean, with mine, I got to a point where I was tired of having to get up and move because I have an indoor antenna.
Yeah.
I got so tired of having to get up and move.
No kidding. Yeah.
That antenna around. Oh crap! I don't get Ion. Okay, I got to move it again. Yeah. Oh, I don't get Fox. I got to move it again.
Cable. Right. Cable's the answer.
But Leo, a question I also had for you as well is, you know how a lot of because Spectrum has, the digital sub networks, the Me TV, the Get TV, the Bounce TV.
Yep.
Why is it that and I was told by a friend of mine who works at a television station, our local independent station, by the way, he said that even though they have all these digionets, the main .1 channel, those are the lowest viewed. Those are the highest viewed channels.
Right.
But I can't figure out exactly why that is.
Well, it's the locals, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's the network locals. It's the big ones. That's where all the big stuff is.
Right. So the ones that people because it seems like a lot of the digionets just air home improvement reruns at 2:00 in the morning.
So you're saying not the main channels, but the .1 channels.
The main channel, the main CBS, the main NBC, Fox.
Yeah.
Because I wondered about
chart.
that. And
this is from Recode.
Oh my word!
This is who owns what. So purple is distribution, blue is content, red is streaming. So there's still a few independent. Disney, 21st Century Fox is independent. But Comcast owns Peacock, NBC, Sky, Universal. AT&T, Warner Media owns Warner, HBO, Turner, TNT, all that. So on this side, distribution, and they own the bulk of content. So it's it's interesting.
Absolutely.
You still have Sony and Disney in separate, but MGM, which now Amazon owns.
So it sounds like the whole cord cutting thing is really kind of falling on its face.
It's backfired. It's backfired.
Yeah, because we thought, and Leo, I see so many. Get rid of cable forever. Cable is evil. Cable is.
Well, that made sense, but I mean, they're horrible companies. That's the problem is people hate the companies. So, it's just a mess. Hey, I got to run, but I appreciate your call. Jamie, you're great. Keep listening.
All right, pal.
And I'm glad you got Spectrum. I think you solved it. Isn't that funny? I'm glad he called because it is kind of the story of the week.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. This might be Doja Cat based on what Professor Laura was saying in the chat. But I don't recognize
my
Doja
son is
Cat.
in love. Actually, both my kids are in love with Doja Cat. But you don't know.
I don't know Doja Cat. I mostly listen to my own music
You're probably
library.
too old.
And so I don't ever listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Music. Obviously, I'm listening to the radio right now.
Coachella Do you ever go to Coachella? It's going on again this weekend.
Not right now.
Harry Styles.
Could come a day when I do.
The Weekend on The Weekend. It's confusing, I know, but Doja Cat.
I do recognize The Weekend.
Billie Eilish.
Know her.
You know her, yeah. They're all playing at Coachella.
Is Lizzo there?
I don't know. You love Lizzo. I love Lizzo.
She played at one point.
She played at one point.
She played for Google not too long ago.
Yeah, really? At the Google
friend,
campus?
I'm not sure if it was at the Google campus, but my friend Yasmin was talking about.
Harry Styles was last night. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number. Eric on the line, Bakersfield, California. Hello, Eric. Welcome.
Hey, Leo. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Much better this time around.
Your tale of woe from last time is all healed up.
Yes, it took a month or so, but I followed your suggestion on Twitter, and then I...
Oh, you had the LastPass problem?
Yeah.
And so you complained on Twitter, and they got back to you?
Well, sort of. They kind of got back to me, but then I kept on them through their support thing. And it took weeks, but they kept talking to me, and finally, yesterday I got an email from them saying, we have push the magic button or whatever, and I opened up my browser, and LastPass opened up, and my God, it's actually opening to my account.
Hallelujah.
So
it shouldn't take you 3 weeks to get that fixed, but okay.
No, I think it's only fair to thank them on the air where I complained because they did fix it.
They fixed it.
And I much appreciate that.
Good.
And before I have to wander off, on the Spectrum thing, I'm paying $90 a month just to watch local TV. The cheapest package they have here is $200 a month.
Holy moly.
For the 3-pack.
They used to have basic cable for like $40, right?
Right.
That's all gone.
Oh, yeah, especially if you get the phone and internet with it, which was the cheapest way to go, of course.
Yeah.
Like I said, they just raised the over-the-air TV price $10 to $90 a month, and I'm sure it'll go up again soon. But I'm not happy with it.
Do you ever feel like, maybe it's just me, but do you ever feel like last year, I mean, not last year, 3 years ago was the peak, and it's all been downhill ever since? You ever feel that way? Like life?
Yeah, at least about some things.
Yeah, many things.
like cable a lot longer ago than that.
We peaked, in 1999. I don't know, maybe 2007. Let's say that 2007, right before the crash, the housing crash. We peaked, and then it's all been downhill since then. I feel like that sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I'm wondering if that's just age.
Could it be age?
No, I have the unpleasant suspicion you're right on that. Because I'm your age.
Well, we're looking back. We you know what? We lucked out, didn't we, Eric? We had the golden years before everything went to hell.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember my dad getting up on the roof of our house in Ventura, putting up the antenna.
Putting the antenna on.
Watch the LA stations, but we had a ghost because it bounced off the mountain on the other side of us. But we could watch it.
I don't know if you had a question, but if you did, it's too late because that magic music is telling me we got to wrap. I'm glad that you worked it out. I'm glad to get that update.
Very happy about that.
Thank you so much, Eric. Have a great day. Leo Laporte, Micah Sargent, the Tech Guys. Rick Astley, I think Rick Astley is the singer behind this song, Never Gonna Give You Up, became an internet meme. Mm-hmm. And I think it honestly restored his career. He was kind of forgotten since this song came out in, 88? I can't remember. All of a sudden, he's got a new album.
Yes, he was on stage with the Foo Fighters.
He's performing. He sang with Kelly Clarkson on the Kelly Clarkson Show, all because he's an internet meme. There's something about that I love.
I agree.
Yeah. Never Gonna Give You Up became a meme in 2007. They call it Rick Rolling for Rick Astley.
Wait, it was 2007 when Rick Rolling came out?
2007.
I thought it was older than that.
I told you we peaked in 2007.
now I've confirmed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure the confirmation.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's when by the time of his brief retirement, he had sold 40 million records. After Rick Rolling began, voted Best Act Ever by Internet users at the MTV Music Awards in 2008. His song reached 1 billion views by last July. I mean, it's an amazing success story.
What a story.
What a story. All because people were trying to annoy other people on the internet. Andrew's on the line from Winslow, Arizona, my favorite town. Hello, Andrew.
Hey, Leo. How you doing today?
I am great. Welcome to the show. What can we do for you?
Yeah, so I'm having some issues with my cell phone. When I'm away from home, I have mobile data sometimes, and sometimes I don't.
That's the name of my garage band, Mobile Data Sometimes.
Yeah. Really good band.
So so you'll be driving around or something, and you can still make phone calls?
Still make phone calls.
But just no data.
It's just I can't download anything.
Yeah.
Or connect to my bank.
Are you in a pretty rural area?
Winslow is considered a rural area, but we are a city. We're along the I-40, so there's a lot of times which cellular carrier are you using? Mint. So they use T-Mobile. Mint's great, though, by the way. Good deal. I guess the issue is, can you see the towers? Can your phone, not you, can your phone see the towers? Because if it can't, of course, you wouldn't be able to get phone calls. And you're right by a major corridor, because almost all the companies, T-Mobile for sure, put towers right by the highway. The freeway is the best place to get internet coverage, data coverage. So I'm puzzled. Have you rebooted the phone? I've rebooted the phone. I've done a factory reset.
Oh, here's one thing. I don't know if this is your problem. Do you notice that it's joining a Wi-Fi network when this happens?
I turn the Wi-Fi off.
Turn it off. Good.
It happens.
Yeah, because now you know obviously you want Wi-Fi on most of the time. It helps you with location, even if you're not connecting. But for instance, Xfinity. I don't know who's the big cable company in Winslow, but Xfinity in our area is the cable company, and they do this thing where they make users. Other cable companies do this too. Donate some of their bandwidth to make Wi-Fi everywhere. If you join that network, Xfinity Wi-Fi, if you join that network and you wander around town, you'll lose your internet regularly because the phone goes, oh, wait a minute, I don't need 5G. I've got Wi-Fi, even though there's no data on that signal. Somebody's left their router on, but there's no data on it. And it's incredibly annoying. I actually came up this morning. I had to turn it off. I forgot that network. So that's one thing to do is try turning off Wi-Fi, but that doesn't fix the problem.
No. That's the first thing I tried.
Good. The other thing you're going to want to do, is this the same phone you were using before you had Mint Mobile?
Yeah, so no, I actually got a new device.
Okay.
I just got a Moto G Stylus 5G.
Nice.
5G in Winslow.
Beautiful.
So I was maybe thinking getting a new SIM card. Ordering a new SIM card.
That's one possibility, and Mint Mobile, who is, I should mention, a sponsor of some of our shows, will send you a new SIM card, so that for free. So that's one thing to do. It could be the SIM card is damaged. But the first thing to do before you do that is go and look at your access point name settings, your APN settings, and make sure those are correct. Have you done that?
Yeah, I've done that,
Okay.
and it says T-Mobile or Mint. It'll switch between the two.
Yeah, it's the same towers. Okay, so as long as you're sure you have the right settings. Have you called Mint about this?
I have not yet. I've tried going online and looking, and they say turn off mobile data and turn it back on, and that doesn't fix anything either.
And do you see a signal? You know, would you have a signal indicator on the phone?
I do, and what alerted me to it is the signal indicator will be full bars, but it'll have a little X on it.
Ah, that's interesting. So it's saying I'm getting a strong signal. I'm not getting internet.
Yeah, and that's what I looked up, and that's what they said, turn off mobile data, turn it back on.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
But that's still not fixing anything.
Yeah. So there is, and I've given this out before, a diagnostic setting you can do. And it's different for many phones, but I think for the Moto, it's, you ready? Write this down, or we'll put it in the show notes, because it's kind of strange. You're going to go into the call area, and you're going to dial a weird number. You could put it in engineering mode, or you could put it in phone information mode. Mike is poised on the keyboard. *#, 2486 #*. So it's symmetric. That's engineering mode. Phone information is the same thing with the numbers 4636 in there. And Mint Mobile may even have their own diagnosis, but what the diagnostics do is on the engineering one, I'll tell you the signal strength. That's kind of what you want, is a signal strength meter to see if there's something going on there in Winslow.
Yeah, and I've done that once before on an older cell phone on a blue device I had before.
Yeah.
And that was the previous device I had, and that actually got lower signal strength than my new device.
Yeah. No, the Moto's a great phone. I recommend it all the time. Boy, I think, if you sounds like you've done all the things I would have recommended. I think it might be time for a new SIM. Did you bring the SIM over from the old phone?
I did.
Oh, yeah, get a new SIM.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
Because, I've tried everything. That's why
I should have asked that. So I've done that many times. In fact, you'll occasionally get an email from a carrier saying, hey, we noticed you're using a SIM that doesn't work on our 5G network. You absolutely get the latest SIM. That'll make a big difference.
All right. I'll definitely do that.
Yeah. And I hope that fixes it, because how frustrating is that? You can get really good. This new ultra capacity speed T-Mobile's offering on most of its network now. This better 5G is hundreds of megabits a second. It's very fast. And I think if you're by I-40, you should be able to get that. So.
Yeah, and the cell tower is literally on the other side of I-40, which is maybe a mile.
Oh, yeah.
Half a mile.
Yeah. I think the SIM card will fix it.
Okay.
A pleasure talking to you, Andrew.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Is there really a park in Winslow, Arizona called Standing on a Corner in Winslow, Arizona?
Yep.
Yeah.
In downtown.
Downtown. Does it have a statue of the Eagles?
Has 2 statues.
I see your one statue and raise you another one.
I got to get down there.
Yeah, there's another one just a little further back, about 50 feet away or so.
Andrew, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, great talking to you again.
Have a great day. I hope that fixes it.
Yes.
I really do. That's frustrating, isn't it? I can't think of anything else it might be. You really check the APNs. It's got to be the SIM card. Or it could be, it could be there's something wrong with the phone, but I don't, I think that's less likely than all these other things that we're talking about. 8888 Ask Leo, the phone number. Actually, let's put those calls on hold, because just around the corner, Disco Dick DeBartolo with his crazy gadget of the week. You stay right here. Oh, I love Robert Morse. He was, of course, the famous gap-toothed star of How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, which was a big hit on Broadway in 1962. But you might remember him from Mad Men, where he played the shoeless CEO of the ad agency. He was I loved Robert Morse. Do you know Robert Morse?
Oh, he was in the Munsters.
He was in the Munsters?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Here Come the Munsters. Sorry.
Oh, he was in Here Come the Munsters.
Oh, okay.
Big difference, I guess. Hello, Dickie D.
Hey, Leo.
Welcome.
I have a good Robert Morse story, too.
Good, you can tell that. Although, I'm going to guess probably 99% of our audience has no idea who Robert Morse is. But you tell that story. It's okay.
Okay.
I'd like to hear it, because I know who he is.
Too. Awful lot of...
yeah, I think Mad Men introduced him to a bunch of new people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always loved him. What else was he in? I know How to Succeed in Business was his famous debut. Did you ever see that on Broadway with him?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Oh, I'm so jealous. No, seriously, I love that show.
No, it was
a great Broadway show. Oh, yeah, and this is my favorite scene from Mad Men.
Oh, they let him do that,
yes.
But they knew he was a song, and that was the final episode, right?
Maybe it's a dream, kind of a dream sequence.
It's a dream,
yeah,
yes.
I think he had died in the show. He dies. And see, he doesn't wear shoes. He's kind of eccentric. What was the name of the ad agency in Mad Men?
Which one?
It was long.
Oh, the first one. The one he was the head of. Did you watch Mad Men?
Yeah, I don't remember though.
You and your mom?
No.
Yeah.
No, my mom wasn't into that show.
She wasn't into that stuff. I loved Mad Men, but I loved it because, and you probably feel the same way, Dick. I could look at those houses, those apartments, and I could feel that furniture. I knew that furniture. I knew the scratchy wool of that sofa. I knew it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where would that town be? Beautiful downtown Manhattan, New York, New York. Perhaps Dick DeBartolo is here dancing in with his traditional disco intro. Dick DeBartolo is Mad Magazine's maddest writer, the writer for the Match Game for many years, and of course he's our gizmo wizard. Our GizWiz brings us a great gizmo every week on the show. Hello, Dickie D.
Leo, how are you, pal?
I am great. Like you, I'm saddened. Another Broadway legend has passed on.
Oh, Robert Morse.
The great Robert Morse.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do people remember him?
You know what? I think because of Mad Men. Because Mad Men was big. I mean, that's what, 10 years ago already?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
What a great show that was. And he was the barefoot. He always took his shoes off. He always wears socks. The barefoot head of the ad agency that Don Draper worked at. Older fella. Great guy. But most famous, I think, for How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Absolutely.
Many years ago on Broadway. Did you know Robert?
You know, I know him from Match Game, and he was on Match Game once. He's very impish.
Yes.
And
he looks
in
impish.
Studio,
Even,
yes.
Even as an older
studio,
gentleman, he seemed impish. Yeah.
Yes. And we tape in 8/8 where Saturday Night Live records. But there's a balcony on the 9th floor, and during one of the breaks between shows, Robert Morse said, "What is that group of people that keeps going by?" I said, "It's the NBC tour." And he goes, "Oh, on our lunch break, let's give them something to really take home to the folks at home." So during the lunch break, I said, "Why don't we just get into a fight that you think the show is stupid, and I'll say I think you're." So we start doing that, and we're doing a little pushing of each other.
Oh my gosh!
It was a combination of a few people laughing and a few people with their jaws dropped.
See, if you did that today, there'd be 100 Instagram posts.
Absolutely,
It'd go viral
in a minute,
and you'd never be able to say, "Oh, it was just a joke." People would believe forever that you two were mortal enemies. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So he was great fun that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, today's gadget. Do you know about the Wow Cube?
It looks like a Rubik's Cube, but it looks like it's also moving, like the pictures on it.
Yes, it has 24 screens.
Wow.
And 8 modules.
It's the Wow Cube.
Yes. A kid said, Dad, why do we have to play these games in 2D? And the father said, well, let's invent something 3D. So they called it QBOS. But every time they demoed it, someone would go, wow.
So wait a minute. So no, it's a cube, like a Rubik's Cube, with 4 screens on each side. Each screen is an actual TV screen, video screen.
It's 24 screens.
24 screens.
Right. So what you do is you go to the game you want, you double tap on it, and then the whole cube turns into that game.
Wow. Oh, I've done it again.
What? Wait a minute. Out of curiosity, what games are on there?
Let's see. There's Cut the Rope. There's Cube.
That's a real game.
Oh yeah, you know what's the shoot the
Angry
little
Birds?
rockets. No, I can't even remember. I was trying to play it earlier. What is it? Did
Space Invaders? Asteroids?
Yeah,
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders is on it. When it goes to sleep, it can turn to aquarium, which I love.
Gosh, when I go to sleep, I turn into a drooling zombie. So that's much better than me.
Okay. It has Bluetooth, so that right now it's Bluetooth for iOS only, but you can turn it into a photo frame.
So this is going to be expensive. Does it have a
okay? Yes, it is. Okay, so they are taking pre-orders for $249, which I think is low. For
$249.
Dollars, right? Okay,
Yeah, that's
so they're
$1 a
thinking
screen.
that
$10 a screen. Yeah.
that's very good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Shipping in October, and the one I have now is a hand-built prototype, but it works really well.
Oh, it's got
and
widgets.
It's great fun. Yes. Comes with a little charging stand, USB-C, and then it sits on the charging stand.
Oh, it's
and
wireless.
charging
Wireless charging.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. You have an ugly port on that thing. Oh,
yeah. Actually, there's a little rod that slides up into the cube that charges the cube.
Okay, so it isn't.
Yeah,
wireless.
so it's not wireless. Okay. I think it's pretty neat. And when they told me $249, I thought that seems reasonable for something this complicated.
Something that you don't really need, that has no real functionality.
No, absolutely.
But it's
No,
just,
no.
cool.
Oh, I want this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has Micah's name written all over it. Oh, look at it. It says Michael all over it.
It says, wow. That's a new feature they're introducing.
That was amazing.
Fascinating creation. You know, it reminds me of, we've seen these before. Remember that bean bag that had a screen in it?
The screen bag.
Would have been a good name, but no.
No.
But yeah, there've been a number of these little things that, but this is the first one with 24 screen. I mean, this is very elaborate. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I was playing with it earlier. There's a game where you put butterfly wings together, and then there's two butterflies, and you have to do it. Then there are four. And I said to Dennis, I can do this. Just get me a screwdriver.
Oh, it's like a Rubik's Cube. Yeah. You could take it apart. Yeah. So $250 is at wowcube.com?
It is wowcube.com, exactly.
Oh, they've got an SDK and everything, so you can make your own games for it.
Okay, now I'm interested.
See,
open source.
Oh, now I'm interested. So you could write your own stuff for it.
Exactly.
And it sounds like
till October.
I think we're going to buy one of these
to teach people too,
I think
coding.
we're going to be, because it have sound.
Yeah, 8
yes.
audio channels. 8 audio channels.
Eight channels, yeah. And actually quite durable because it just slipped off the desk and hit that sound was it hitting the floor.
Oh dear! You dropped it.
Fine.
It's still working. He's not happy because it's his prototype, Mr. Wow.
There are, I believe, 12 in existence.
You just dropped one of them. Oh boy!
Not anymore. There are now 11 in existence.
No, but you know what? Fine. You know what? He's going to be happy because I think we're going to sell a few of these.
Yeah, I
think
so too.
I mean, even that price, which is, I mean, that's steep for a toy, but I'm intrigued. I think we should get one for the studio, and we could write little
programs for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Widgets, information.
WowCube.
That's intriguing.
Perfect.
Intriguing. So if you want to know more, go to gizwiz.biz. That's Dick's website, gizwiz.biz. You can click the blue button there that says the GizWiz visits the tech guy. But you'll see there's some other things on there. Dick's monthly visits to World News Now on ABC, to Match Game History. There's Mad Magazine books. By the way, his book, Good Days in Mad, is fantastic. If you know somebody who's a Mad Magazine fan, that'd be great.
Just 6 copies left.
What? Oh, no.
Yeah, I sold them all. I can't believe it.
Well, if you want one, you better hurry over. Get it for this Christmas, GizWiz Does Biz. We also have the new Mad Magazine. You could win an autographed copy of it. Is it the one with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock?
That's it. That is the June issue. That's what you're
autographed by Dick. And how do you get that? Well, you play the What the Heck Is It contest game. It's right there on the website. Click that button. Close-up picture of a gizmo or gadget. You have till the end of the month. A couple weeks left. That's it. Not even that long. A week. And,
1 week.
And then the six of the people who answered correctly will get an autographed Mad Magazine, and 12 who answered incorrectly but funny will get an autographed copy of Mad Magazine.
Perfect.
GizWiz.biz. Don't forget Dick's fabulous podcast, GizWiz.tv. Thank you, Dickie D.
Thank you, buddy. See you next week.
Is it still 80 degrees in Manhattan? It was pretty hot this week, right?
It was warmish. I mean, today is 69, so it's pretty good.
Okay. Very nice. Thank you, Dick.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Micah Sargent.
You're very welcome, Leo.
I hate it when you go, but we appreciate everything you do. Mike is the host of iOS Today, twit.tv/iOS, Tech News Weekly, and of course appears here regularly. Thank you all for joining us On behalf of Micah, I'm Leo Laporte. See you next time. Have a great Geek Week. Well, that's it for the Tech Guy Show for today. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, TWIT, T-W-I-T. It stands for This Week in Tech, and you'll find it at twit.tv, including the podcasts for this show. We talk about Windows on Windows Weekly, Macintosh on Mac Break Weekly, iPads, iPhones, Apple Watches on iOS Today, security on Security Now. I mean, I can go on and on and on. And, of course, the big show every Sunday afternoon, This Week in Tech. You'll find it all at twit.tv. And I'll be back next week with another great Tech Guys show. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.